fix it.
Soap and water.
Huh?
I said soap and water, peroxide.
Peroxide. I think maybe the soap and water might be enough.
Yeah.
I might be doing too much.
You were doing a lot.
It might just be a water and a washcloth or a paper towel. Oh yeah.
Clean t-shirt.
Nope, that didn't. Why am I blurring?
Did you wipe the thingy?
I thought I did. What?
Huh. Well, it kind of looks like, that what is it? A bouquet. You get that bouquet look. Makes you look softer.
Yeah, I wanted to stop it.
Okay.
Setting.
Did you put it? No, you didn't put anything on it. You just wiped it off.
I did. Well, maybe okay. Try again.
Okay, she disappeared. Okay, she's gone. But no, but yeah, they just been going back and forth with all that. And now we had our elections, and I'm just tired of hearing about everybody. Elections here, UK, this, that. You go away for one summer, just trying to be you, just trying to just be. Everything happens. I was just. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
A little Dawn.
Oh, you just okay. See,
Dawn does the job.
Truly, Dawn is it. Dawn is it. How are you doing? I know you had a very tough morning. I understand.
It's fine. I put on a little face to make me feel better, and I feel better now.
Good. I'm glad.
How's your morning been? Or it's nighttime where you are, huh?
It's nighttime here. First, let me say, welcome to Zooming in Comfort. I'm Jermaine. It's been all summer long. We haven't really been around. And this is Whitney and Monique, and there'll be a few others popping in as the time goes on. I hope more people pop in to listen, but they always come in afterward. I'm like, then they ask me questions 20 minutes. I'm like, okay. That's all right. That's okay. I understand. But yeah, how has your morning? Yeah, how has your morning been so far? And you chill now. What did I do today? Oh, I was in bed.
No, that was me. That was
you. Okay. I was in bed. I was out last night.
Oh, out what? Out doing what?
I went to work.
Oh.
And I went to work, and then I have a friend, a couple. They're leaving to go back to this. They're leaving to go back to the States, and they were selling their stuff, and I had wanted this mixer they had. I was like, but I could not afford it. I was like, so we're going to do an exchange. We're like, we'll do that. And I said, okay, cool. But then it was not enough time, so they're like, oh, can So instead we had dinner, and I made them some fried chicken. So we were there drinking wine and other stuff that they kept giving me, and making chicken and playing with the kids and just chilling out. And it was really nice. And they gave me, and since, like I said, they get ready to move. So I have a new Electrolux mixer with the one with the handle goes up, and it's got the big bowl thingy and all the doohickeys and hoo-has. It's even got a pasta maker. I'm so happy.
So you can make all the breads, all the cakes.
Thank you. There you go. When I saw it, I went, oh, I thought it was just like a regular, I was like, oh, I got to make you more stuff before you leave then. I feel like I cheated y'all. No, I got to make y'all more stuff. But no, I mean, we had a good time. I hung out. I only hung out like till, I got home before midnight. So it wasn't so bad. So, I can't, and it was heavy. I had to carry that bad boy. So I didn't stay out too late. So today I just chilled out, cleaned up, did some notations of stuff I need to do for the week, and listen to the music that we just put out. Yes, because our band just put out our EP a couple of weeks ago. So we're really happy about that. We're just looking for places to play.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Where is it available? It's
Yeah,
available on like
yeah. On Spotify, on
Spotify?
iTunes, on Apple Music, on Deezer,
What?
something.
How do I look it up? What's it called?
The Jam Nation band. It's you. It has headphones with a green thingy. That I don't know what I'm doing. The the electric thing that's in the middle of the headset.
Ah.
That thing.
Oh, can you post a link in the
Yes,
Discord? Because
I will actually do that.
Despite my age, I'm really old. Technology.
Did you say?
I try my best. I try my best.
Despite your age, you're really old.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that so much. I relate to that so
I
much.
am in fact 94 years old.
Wow. See, and this goes to show y'all, Black does not crack ever, 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 ever. I was trying to hang out with Angelique. She should be coming in soon, because all I've been hearing today, actually this morning mostly, is Queen Elizabeth stuff. Actually, more so complaints, because I have friends going to the UK. He was going there to hang out and have a party with a friend of his, and he was like, we can't. There are places they can't go because everything is closed. He was like, because I said, well, when you come back, just bring me some crumpets and get them when you get off the plane, because I know once you start your shenanigans, it is nothing gonna happen. And he's like, there might not be any shenanigans. We can't even go bowling.
Oh,
like, I don't know. They do a lot of stuff, but he mentioned bowling, and I was like, bowling? And he goes, but we can't even do that. Queen, whole weekend.
Is that still now, or are you talking about from like last week?
This is now.
Yeah, I think everything is closed through the 19th, I thought she said.
Because it's 10, I know it's 10 days of mourning. Every country and sovereign country it's 10 days of mourning. So she died she died on the 9th or the 10th or whatever. So I guess till the 19th. I can't remember. So yeah, 10 full days. That reminds me of when I went to Thailand, or was I there, or was I not? Something happened up in Thailand, and certain places couldn't serve alcohol it was a weekend. They had some kind of thing happening, and there was no alcohol being served. Those bars were just unhappy. There was nobody up in there because there were no alcohol, so there was nobody up there drinking. I thought that was sad. So sad, so sad. But I'm gonna do, did y'all, this week, okay, I didn't get to see these things. I always see them afterhand. The Emmys?
I did not watch.
You did not watch?
No, but I saw clips.
I didn't even get to see that. I just saw pictures, like, because Abbott Academy won, Shirley Ralph. I saw that clip with her. Maybe one or two others, and then that was it. But I was gonna ask you how the whole show was. But y'all, how come y'all don't watch those things no more? I used to watch them a lot. Why is it that we don't watch those anymore? Is it because we don't know the people anymore?
I don't know. I just don't watch them. Like, they don't really hold my interest. Like, then again, I don't watch anything.
That's terrible.
Let's unpack that.
I just only thing I don't really watch, because I can watch like the short clips, and I don't have to sit through the whole ceremony. Like, I can just see the highlights. Okay. And then when Shirley Ralph was winning, I was like, go D. You remember she was D on Bowie? Go D.
That's right. That's right.
She's been in the game a long time. I'm so excited for her.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And she was good too. That was But I was happy for her. I was happy for that she won an Emmy. I thought she had won at least one Emmy beforehand for something.
Yeah.
She's been around for so long. Wasn't she a dream girl?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, she was. That was the original
Yes.
cast.
Mhm.
Wow.
She's
And
been around for a
It's
long
crazy.
time.
See, she like Mary Alice, the woman, the other actress who died. She died like a month or two or three, maybe 2 months ago. And her actress name was Mary Alice. I think that was her name that I remembered her from. Older woman, but that woman looked the same because I remember her being in Roots, and Roots was like in the 80s, I guess. And this
Oh.
is now 22, and they showed her in something like a year or two ago, and I'm like, she looked exactly the same. Same.
Oh, she has done some work. My gosh.
Mary Alice?
Yes, I
She
just
did?
went to Google because I was
Oh,
not
okay.
familiar, but my
Black woman, right?
yes.
Okay. Because
It was in a different world too. I didn't know. Sparkle, come on in now.
Yes. That's her. Because I'm like, this woman, and if she aged, it was real slow. She was 86 when she was in the Matrix.
Yeah. So that crazy.
She was in so much. And I was like, she looked this pretty much the same about 20, 30 years ago when she was in the Roots. So one of them shows back then there when they was all into those movies, civil rights and Roots and everything else they wanted to dig up at that particular time. Yeah, but yeah, Shirley Ralph, she was something else. That because she was in that, and who else was that? Was she in? That was a series with Clifton Davis, that first series, no? Or was she in? There was a series called Amen.
No,
See, is it that?
that was the one that played but no, that was Anna Horsford that was in Amen, I think.
Yeah.
That was look. Let
Look
me
at her
Google.
face.
You said Anna Horsefoot? You did her name was
Horsford.
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 okay.
She was in the Wayans, wasn't she?
I think so. Okay, then see now I'm gonna take you even now. Okay, then was any
HORFORD. No.
okay, then was
So she goes
Therese.
by Anna Maria Hans Horsford.
Okay, she go by all that. All right.
She went by all the names.
She had all the names.
Yeah, she was in Amen and then the Wayans brothers. Now
Okay.
Shirley Rapp, I know she was she played Rita's mom in the Sister Act.
Oh, she
Right.
did.
Right. Right.
Aw.
What else was she in?
Yes, she
About
did.
time.
A lot
About
of
darn
stuff.
time.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. But okay, then okay. See now I'm pulling every. Okay, then what was the show? I don't know if y'all remember Clifton Davis, Teresa Merritt. Remember Teresa Merritt? Big woman. She was the singer. Monique is like, I got to look her
I'm
Thea?
up too.
Googling. I'm Googling.
Thea?
Is
Are you
that it?
talking about Thea?
Is that it? Thea?
I don't know, but you said big woman.
Her name is
I
Teresa
mean, she
Merritt.
looks familiar, but I don't know why I know her face.
Oh, she was in like the first. Was she in the first Wiz? Or was she in the movie playing Diana Ross's mother or
She
aunt or
was in
whoever
the
it is?
Wiz.
Okay.
She was in the Wiz. I'm like,
Teresa
I know her
Merritt.
face, and I don't know why I know her face.
Yeah. Ma Rainey. Okay. Oh, okay.
You said her name
Okay.
was Teresa what?
Merritt. Merritt.
Oh, okay. She does look familiar.
Mm-hmm.
That's my mama.
That's my mama. That's my
Yeah,
mama. Okay.
that's
Oh
what it
gosh.
was. I definitely watched
The
it
theme
back on
song
like
just went
TV
through my
Land or
head.
something.
The theme song just ran through my head. No, I ain't singing it. I just heard like a piece of it. I'm like, that's right. Okay, I'm not even gonna do that because that's not even cool. I'm not. I can't. Okay, cool. But there was that they oof. But that was nice. That was nice that they got those awards. Yes, I thought it was very weird that what's his name was laying on the ground and didn't
Jimmy
Um,
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimball. I was like, why is he on the ground? Why is he? And all the statements. Look at him taking up space and blah 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 blah. And I was like,
Right.
I was like, yeah,
He literally should have got up and then left the stage.
yeah.
It was like a joke or something.
Or just roll away. Just roll.
Yeah, just rolled away, slid
Oh.
off the side. He could have held up his little church finger. You know how you? Oh, excuse me. You know,
Something.
don't make that his business.
Something decent and just went away. Because I thought, why is he on the floor? And it looked awkward, even though she probably didn't feel awkward with him there. It just looked, oh, why is this man on the floor? You know, because to me, I was like, is he? That's what I was like, is he mad because he didn't win something? And he just, I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, making the scene.
Yeah, because that's at first what I thought it was, out of context, out of all the context. I just looked at the picture and like, did he like become a spoiled brat child and just, I'm not moving? And then I was reading everything. It just said they were doing some skit beforehand and he was just laying there. And I was like, why you gotta do that? You know,
the skit is over. The award has been given. Move on.
You know,
they said though that he did like have her on his show. Hi, Angelique, and apologize.
Yes, that hurt.
He did do that. I was like, well, at least you said sorry.
Yeah. He did it publicly on his show.
You publicly embarrassed me.
Kimmel? And you publicly have to apologize. Exactly.
Yes.
How are you, Miss Angelique, doing all this work and all these things and just like, you know, always in front of the mic? Yes, I saw you on Ticket to Takata.
Oh, the Ticket to Takata. Okay.
Ticket to Takata.
I'm good. I don't know. I got it in my mind that I could shower, wash, detangle, shower, wash, and style my hair in 1 hour.
Ooh.
Oh, girl, you had ambition.
Bless the child.
You had ambition.
And I mean, it took an hour and a half. That's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I would have been all day. I am all day doing my hair.
Because that includes like lotioning up my body afterwards and like stop not being a sweaty mess, because of course you're rushing, so having just showered and then you're like sweaty again. So I have like this mousse thing in my hair that everyone was talking about for a hot second.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The do updo, but it's like DOU. I'll show you.
Yes. Because I'm like,
easy. It's easier.
They don't talk about that here.
It's easier for me to show you.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Not product placement, but anyway, what's his name? Will on a Whim, YouTuber. He does hair stuff. He talked about it and he tried it. Now his hair is not the same texture as mine. But I was like, I just want to see what it does on my hair. Yeah. This is what it does on my hair. So
yeah, that's always me. I always want to do like the wash and go. I see the girlies do the wash and goes, and I'm like, I want to do a wash and go. I tried.
I don't know why we call it a wash and go, because wash and go ages.
It's not. First
Ain't
of all,
nothing about our hair washing and going nowhere.
No, it's still wash and style. Like it's wash and style, but it's supposed to look like.
Yeah,
we just washed and shook and go.
It's a lie. It's way more work than that, and a lot of products. And for them, well, when I did it, mine flaked up in like 2 days, and so I had to wash my hair again. And I was like, well, this is dumb. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, you have to like. It takes a lot of experimentation to figure out what works with your hair, as opposed to the YouTuber's hair, which is often not like your hair for whatever reason. It's never like the person on the video is never like, that's my hair, that should work. It's always like, close enough. But I will say this took 4 products.
Okay. Yeah.
So I used like a pre-poo, like the African Pride pre-poo. It's really like slippery, so I used that to detangle, and then shampoo, conditioner, and this thing.
Oh, see, I was going to say, why do they keep calling this stuff poo? And then you went shampoo. And I went, okay, I guess they're just trying to take it off.
I get it.
This is the moment that you learned that poo meant shampoo?
No. Well, it doesn't actually. It just comes from. Stop.
Oh, Jermaine, that's so
That's
cute.
terrible.
Because I was like, why do they keep calling stuff poo?
Oh, Jermaine.
That's adorable. Today I
Keep calling
learned.
stuff
Dear
poo.
diary.
It's
I
funny.
was today years old.
When I
Listening,
learned
because I was going to
that
say,
pre-poo is pre-shampoo, not pre-poo-poo.
oh,
You know, not doo-doo, shampoo.
it's pre-shit.
It's funny.
I love that.
Ooh, okay. What's his name is lying on me. Let me correct him now.
He's lying.
Yes, talk him
He's
stills real quick.
lying.
You'll find out. You'll find out when I get him in here. 'Cause I
Before I
thought,
joined, what were you talking about? The Emmys in general, or specifically?
oh, I was asking if everyone had seen it, and then we started talking specifically about
Specifically.
oh, no, I didn't. About Shirley Ralph.
Oh,
That
okay.
wonderfulness.
Not Timothy Kimball.
And Jimmy Kimmel. Him too.
Oh,
All of his crazy.
Doesn't get enough attention in his daily life. Has a whole ass TV show and still is like, this is not enough. I need more.
See, that's what I was telling them. That's what I thought when I first saw him on the floor. I was like, did he was he up against her and lost, and now he's pissed and he's laying on the floor like a child?
But they wouldn't have made him the presenter if he was up for the award.
But I never saw that part. I never knew he was a presenter, because we don't.
Oh,
so
yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah,
I actually just didn't watch it because I didn't know it was happening.
that too.
I only saw.
That too.
I saw
That's
the
my
Jamaican
excuse.
Observer.
Totally.
I didn't know it was happening, and then the Jamaican Observer, which is a newspaper in Jamaica, I follow them on Instagram, and they were they were posting about people were watching to see if she would win because she's Jamaican American, right? And so yeah. And so that's how I heard about it. And then I saw the video of her acceptance speech and bawled my eyes out. And then I watched it. Somebody else posted it and I watched it again and I bawled my eyes out. And every time I see it, it makes me cry. And then I saw pictures of Quinta and I found out that she won too. And I was like, yes. And then I saw the picture of what's his name lying on the floor and like next to her. And I'm like,
why?
She's wearing a dress, sir. Aside from like the unprofessional nature of it and the fact that like this is her first win.
Thank you.
She's also a woman wearing a dress and you're laying on the floor.
And you're laying on the
facing
floor
up and you don't see nothing wrong. Like there's no aspect of this that you think is like, maybe I should get up and go now. She even apparently gave him an out by saying, Jimmy, wake up, I won, or something like that.
I just thought it was just weird.
No, I feel like embarrassing myself today.
yeah.
I'm gonna stay here on
all the way. I'm gonna put all my toes in
emotional
it.
week for Black women. We were like winning at the Emmys, and then they had Halle B. Ariel, and I was like, no.
Yo, yes.
That's all. No more tears, y'all. I'm done with y'all. All of y'all.
Okay,
every time I think I have no more tears left to cry, then I watch something else like Lizzo's Big Girls. I've been watching that every episode. Bawling.
I haven't seen
so
that
joyful.
One yet.
Almost every moment on that show is full of joy and twerking and fun and food and like everybody having a great time. There are some sad moments, but most of it is happy. And the moments that make me cry are the happy moments.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to, hey, where are you?
But it's just seeing the joy.
I am walking to my apartment, so if the call drops, I will be coming back in. I just bought books and I went to a candle maker store. Hi.
Hello.
Did you get Marriage Be Hard?
Huh?
Did you get Marriage Be Hard?
You know what? I wonder if it would have been in that bookstore. I should have checked it.
You didn't even look, girl.
She was on the schedule in her head.
I'm all into politics and crap, so I ended up coming across a bunch of books that was on politics and stuff. Don't talk about me. I'll tell you when I get upstairs.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
We're gonna go about that.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. But yeah, I saw
Mhm.
Carl's comment saying it was a joke that didn't land and he was too deep in to let it go. I
Don't
get
care.
that. I get that, but I don't relate.
No,
I don't
just
relate
get up.
because I'm just like, at any point you could have let that go and should have let that go.
Just get up.
Like,
Roll away. Roll away.
if he had rolled away, that would have been
Hilarious.
still funny,
Yes.
but also at least he got off the stage.
Yes.
Mhm.
That would have been so good. But of course, this is
Yes.
however many days later that we're thinking about this. But
Because I'm looking at the picture. I was like, just roll away. Why didn't he just roll away? Do an army roll. Just.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think he planned an exit for that joke.
No, he probably did.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Either way, whether it landed or
Mhm.
didn't land, I don't think he had thought about, how am I going to get up? Is there a way for me to get up that doesn't look stupid? Because if you play dead and then everyone laughs and it's hilarious, what happens now? Okay, I guess I'm not dead anymore. Right? Like I think if he had planned an exit, he would have executed said exit, whether the joke landed or not. But I don't think he thought that far. I think it'll be funny if I play dead.
And then it was not. Sorry, what's that funny? So sorry for you.
And then it didn't land. And then he's like,
How do I get out of here?
maybe I
Just
stay here, I'll
roll
just stay
away.
here.
See, I would have like just.
The roll would
I
have
would have kicked him to make him roll.
So good.
What's in your cup, Angelique? I meant to ask the first time.
Juice and water
Juice?
and ice. I thought about
Oh.
adding wine and making like a sangria thing, but I'm like, I'm already hot, and wine, alcohol increases your temperature or whatever. So I was like, it's just.
I was hoping for a little champagne or something in there.
Little
Don't
mimosa.
have any.
I was going to be excited.
I like
Still
three
excited
ingredients.
about
Be
it.
excited for my juice.
Yes, I'm so excited about the
Diluted.
juice, bro. Like,
Diluted with
ooh.
water because I've turned into my mom and can't have anything too sweet now. Don't know when that happened.
That's okay, baby. That's all right. You know why? Because you want to keep your teeth. That's why.
That's a good.
I'm getting braces.
You are?
Yeah.
Really? Why? What's up?
Like Invisalign.
Okay.
You can't. Every time I look at a picture of myself and I'm like, my teeth actually look pretty good. Why am I doing this? But they're all like sort of. So I got gum surgery last year.
I remember.
And my teeth are more spaced out than they used to be.
Okay.
Thankfully, from this distance, you can't really tell. But when I look in the mirror, I'm like, that's not what my teeth are supposed to look like. This is not what they looked like a year ago. I don't like this. So it's just to close up some of the gaps. And these teeth, they actually, instead of being like this, they're like this.
Okay.
They're like that.
Okay.
And so we're just going to straighten it up a little bit. She says it'll take 8 months. So kind of like a pregnancy.
Out.
What? Not in pain. Just timeline.
I know. My brain is always just.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
The delivery won't be as bad though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, delivery will feel good because then they're going to because they have to put stuff on my teeth. But she says it's going to be tooth colored. And it's not on all of the teeth. It's just on a few of them because there's going to be the plastic tray, and the plastic tray needs something to grip as it moves teeth. Otherwise, it's just a tray. It's not going to do anything. So they have to like this tooth and a couple of these teeth, maybe a couple of these. So I'm like, I hope it does not affect my speech because I need to be able to speak clearly.
Yeah.
She says it won't. Yeah, she says I can take the tray off to record, but I need to have it on for like 23 hours a day. So,
okay,
that'll be an interesting experiment.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Hi, Carl.
Is he here? Is he with us in the land of the
Carl?
living?
I see.
He's muted.
Name.
There, now he's unmuted. Oh, wait.
Carl, nobody
says
can
hello.
see when you type hello. Like the audience looks like thinks we're talking to a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, he says Daniel's right behind him.
Oh, okay.
Tell Daniel we said hi.
Yes, tell him we said hi. Okay, the one thing now that you're here, Angelique, because it has to be like a whole form of nationalism here in this room.
We see you, Whitney.
Where is she? Oh, there she is. Okay. All right.
She just said her internet.
Okay. Okay, I thought you said. Okay, I knew she was here. I don't know what name I thought you said. But let me just move on with my poo self. Um, now that you're here,
Her name's Whitney. I don't know if this is
Whitney
the
is her
first time
name.
that you're learning. Yeah.
Whitney is your name, right?
Yeah. Not
Hi.
potato
Not,
or patat.
but I knew all that. Potato.
I think she responds to patat.
Patata.
Maybe.
Oh,
I think she
we'll say
does all of
Whitney.
the above. Witty, wit, potato, potato. Oh, hi,
Hey,
handsome
you.
Daniel.
Hey, Danielle.
He's like, there's a.
The joys of a kid, just happy.
I know,
Finally.
Lord. All right. The first thing I want to talk about, let's start with the rough stuff first. And it's not actually not even that rough, but yes, Miss Queen E passing away many days ago. I think all of us were expecting it to happen sooner or later, since all this stuff is happening. And she was 96 years old, so she lived a good many decades through a good many lifestyles of change that has happened in this world. What I did not know, I knew she was like queen of a lot of places, but I thought I don't know why I thought those places were let go, like Jamaica and all this stuff. I didn't realize, no, she's still queen of all. Because then I had to go look. I said, how many places is she queen? And Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Jamaica, Papua New Guinea, South Africa, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, that was Kid on before, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, Mauritius, Fiji, Uganda, Antigua. I was like, girl, y'all was all up in there.
All the colonizing, all of it.
Yes, I was like, girl. And you were just sitting up there just being you. And it was so weird because even here in Sweden, some people like, oh my God, the queen, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, she was old. I feel sorry for her family. You know, grandma, mom, nieces, bro, whatever you want, but I haven't lost anything from this except that, she is passed, and it is sad, but she was also 96. And I think, that's a long time.
You want to know another fun fact?
Tell me.
Another fun fact is that there are hospitals that have canceled appointments with their clients for her
hospitals.
Yes, because all of these places.
I can understand everything else, but not hospitals.
I'm talking about surgeries. I'm not talking about just routine stuff either. I'm talking about surgeries. I'm talking about like people that have been waiting for months. All of a sudden, gotta save the queen. Gotta reschedule.
Yeah, everything is shut down right now.
Yeah, and for 10, it was 10 days.
Yeah,
in all of those countries. I was like, okay, and like I said, I much respect, but don't look at me like that.
Yeah, but she did the face. Jermaine did the face when she said much respect. She was like, much respect. Like she was trying to get it out. It popped through. It came through.
I'm just staring at Angelique the whole time.
Yeah.
So am I. I'm like,
yeah, I get it.
Face.
Yeah.
Angelique's face.
Oh Lord, let me just take a
picture. It's like, oh, your granny passed. That's so sad. The rest of the world don't really fool with your granny like that. But
let me tell you, but these people in Sweden, a lot of them lost them. Oh my God. I'm like, but a lot of them were like, and a few of my friends were in London at the time when it happened. So they were like, that was just like, oh, wow, okay, they're here. And then I was telling, I have a friend who left tonight or this morning to go there. And he was pissed because he's like, everything's closed. I can't go bowling. I can't do this. Like, okay.
I can relate to that sentiment a little bit more than the other.
Yeah. But I didn't read. But like you said, the hospital surgeries, and I mean, like, I can understand, fine, you want to close a big, but hospital. I got bugged out here when hospitals were closing in the summer. You know, I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you're the last surgery because we were the last ones like walking out the door. And I was like, so y'all gonna close
for the summer?
So y'all gonna close? It was you.
A hospital closed for the summer.
It closed, or it didn't close like shut down, but it like decreased its stuff. And I'm thinking
because illness pauses for summer vacation.
Yes, apparently so.
Yeah.
Hey,
like
when I first got here, there was a police station I walked by, and I was like, I had to you walk in and you see something, you're like, what? And you back up. I literally did that. I said, why does that say closed? It's a police station. A police station is not to say closed. Why is it closed? And they're like, oh, well, it's summer.
That's wild.
And
that's so wild. Like y'all don't know how to schedule so that some people can take vacation and other people work, and then other people take vacation.
I know, like
apparently
it's either everyone's working or nobody's working. That's how we do things here.
I just think, I'm just hoping that it's like it's paused for non-emergent situations. Like, hopefully, surely the ER is still open, right? Like, y'all, somebody come in with a gunshot wound, y'all still gonna do the things, right? Like,
they probably got their beeper on, probably on call. Like, damn it, don't they know that Queen Elizabeth? No shooting should be involved today.
I'm fishing.
No, we want to be closed. We're in mourning.
Someone got stabbed with a sword. How about that? Did you see that guard who fell on his face? That poor old man, making him stand like
what? Where? Who?
However long. So it was during the something was happening with the Queen, and he had been standing, I presume, for a long time. And he kept like swaying, and he stumbled, and he caught himself. And then he was swaying, and he stumbled off the step, and then he caught himself and went back on. And then he went forward, and he kept going. And he never caught himself, and he just went bop. And then the person behind him, I kept thinking, just grab his arm before he falls. I was thinking, do that now, grab his arm from before. But he just stood there and watched him. And then as he's going down, the guy is like uselessly trying to be like, up. And then two people ran over and like lifted him up. And I'm like, you sure you want to lift him up? I mean, he just smelled like that's
face
I don't
forward.
any
Yeah.
But he was obviously old. He was a member of the Royal Guard, and I remember looking at this being like,
wow. That is...
He probably thought it was an honor. Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be surprised if for him he's like, it is my honor to be able to do this because the Queen has been blah 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 for my whole life. Whatever the case may be, but also like the spirit is willing, but the flesh is old.
Yeah, body is weak now.
Tired.
Body.
You can't be doing them things.
Body.
And
anyway, so I'm just enjoying today because today is the day that Jermaine learned what poo means. Shampoo. Today is the day Jermaine learned that Whit's name is Whitney.
No, I didn't. I knew her name was Whitney.
Jermaine learned that even though Jamaica and Canada are independent, they're not.
That is crazy to me.
This is a fun day for me. I like to witness learning. Like it just
it's almost like I knew. It's you know what? It's more like I knew, but I didn't know. So I never after many years, you don't click certain things together. You know, even though
I've known this my whole life, but it didn't click until an adult that we're like celebrating independence, and yet the Queen is on our money. She's our head of state.
Yes,
we have a prime minister and not a president. We're not a republic, right? And what pisses me.
Go there.
Go ahead. Tell us how
put
you
it in the chat. At least put it in the chat.
No, stop that. Go ahead, Angelique. Tell us how you're feeling.
What I question is why Canada, which is also a member of the Commonwealth, Canadians with a Canadian passport don't need a visa to visit the UK, but Jamaicans do. And not only do we need a visa, we need to apply for a visa, and it's not guaranteed that we'll get one. My grandfather, Jamaican man, fought in World War II as a member of the Royal Air Force. For whom? England. And did he get anything to show for it? Maybe a medal. Certainly not British citizenship.
My dad's green card when he came to the U.S. because he was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica, and it was his green card. I literally have it in my drawer, and it says the British West Indies. It doesn't say Jamaica, it says the British West Indies. And I was like, oh.
When was that? What year was that?
He was born in 1914.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So we didn't become independent until 1962. This year was our 60th anniversary of independence. And people, even while celebrating, are like, what are we?
But to be honest,
our dollar keeps decreasing in value. We need visas to visit the UK. The UK doesn't help us for nothing, but when Prince William and Princess Catherine want to have a vacation but still write it off as a business expense, they do a tour of the Caribbean, and we are expected to foot the bill.
This is also true. This is also true.
I'm so glad to be a member of the Commonwealth. Isn't it great, guys?
It's great. Feels good. Feels good.
Get no help, but still have to foot the bill when other people want to visit, just so they can what? Show off their wealth, and then say slavery was abhorrent, but not mention that. Yeah, but I benefit from it heavily,
and I still do,
and I will for a long time to come.
Long time.
Also, I want to build a prison here, not schools, a prison in the colony. That's not a colony, but still. I mean, I'm not sad the Queen died. and I acknowledge that her family's probably sad about it. I acknowledge that. I can acknowledge that. And I fully understand and can feel that it's gonna be super weird not having a queen.
Yeah, because
weird. But I wish the monarchy died with her. That would have been cool.
But
because a lot of the, but here's the thing, a lot of Caribbean countries have some weird Stockholm syndrome thing with the Queen, and they're like, we love the Queen. Members of my family love the Queen. Okay, cried when she died. Other people are like, oh, she was like a member of my family. No, ma'am, because you were not a member of hers. Not people in my family, but like people on the news were like, oh, I was about to say,
was she like the super duper distant aunt that never came to none of the family functions?
And
but
took your money,
y'all
but never
happy
gave
that
you
she
anything?
She sent you that envelope with $5 in it every.
Stole your wallet.
Not
Stole your
$5.
wallet.
Take this little bit change I got.
Oh, she's the one that
Stole your wedding
inherited
ring
Big
with
Mama's
attendant.
house and never gave any of the other cousins any money. Inherited.
And everybody knows she likes to steal. Everybody knows she steals. Everybody knows she steals, but she's family.
Right.
Anyway, so I think a lot of countries were sort of like going along with it because they had some whatever feelings about it.
Yeah.
But now that she's passed, what's his name?
William.
No, her son.
Charles.
Chuck.
Chuck.
No one has the same sentiments about him.
Not at all.
And so
about
Diana, there are a bunch of, well, exactly what he did to Diana, but also just his himness. People just don't like him, and they don't like the fact that he married the mistress.
Camilla,
So he doesn't have the same goodwill that the Queen somehow managed to amass, even while colonizing and brutalizing the rest of the world, whatever. And so now all these countries are like, it's time.
Bye-bye.
So Barbados, I think Barbados has already done it.
Yeah.
And I think a couple other countries are planning to do it. Become a republic. Jamaica's talking about it.
Talking about it, yeah.
Or at least they were talking about it. And then now Jamaica is observing 12 days of mourning.
12.
Which is more than the UK is observing.
Yeah, because they're observing 10. Oh, they want to show that deep rooted. We love her even more. That we're going to mourn her even longer. Because she ain't giving you nothing for that.
But then at the same time, didn't Jamaica just like straight turn up and be like, we don't want y'all coming over here? Like when
there were protests. There were protests in the street, and the prime minister said to his face, we're gonna have to reevaluate some things.
Yeah.
But then Operation London Tower, London Bridge, London something. London
Where
fog,
they had
London Eye,
London,
London.
one of those objects.
What is it? Something
What?
to do with London.
There are tons
The
of things.
plans for when the Queen dies that everybody already knew about.
Oh,
What is that
London
called?
Bridge is falling down.
Operation.
Falling
That's-
down, falling down.
Yeah, I think it's what it was.
I think it's Bridge. Yeah,
London
Operation
Bridge is
London
falling
Bridge.
down.
I knew it was
Get
Operation
out.
London something, but I couldn't remember if
Okay.
it was Bridge or Tower or Eye or
Okay.
Fog or whatever. According to that, it
Mhm.
was already set that
Okay.
colonies,
Mhm.
the Commonwealth, would observe something. But tell me why Canada is observing 1 day of mourning, and Jamaica is observing 12, and the UK is observing 10.
probably because that's where they want to go vacation with after the morning service.
Yeah. That's where the 9th night's going to be. The repast is going to be
That's what
in a resort in Jamaica.
They kept going to Jamaica. Like I watched a couple of these documentaries, and they kept going to
Yeah.
Jamaica.
My thing is this. You
It's
want to keep
beautiful.
coming to Jamaica and using Jamaica as your summer home, then give us money. If
That
you want
part.
to do these things, I know that Jamaica has a part to play. And this is another issue that I have that I'm not qualified to really talk about in any depth. What I don't understand is why Jamaica agreed to this. Because there used to be before independence, the Jamaican dollar was on par with the British pound.
Right. That was
Can you
While
imagine
ago,
how
while
rich
ago,
Jamaica would
yeah.
be right now? If anyway, I don't know. I don't know who was in charge.
I love it. I don't know who's in charge, but
I don't know who was in charge at that time and who signed that paperwork, but
and now with all the
It was a
changes
bad
that
deal. It was a
they're
bad
gonna
deal.
have is like the money has to change. The song that their anthem is
we were
changing.
already planning on
Yeah.
changing our money, but or adding new bills or changing the people on the. I don't remember. They're adding.
Well, yeah,
new
but they're gonna,
national
they have to
heroes.
change the queen to the king on the bills, and the passports have to change to take the queen off, and all these changes to put the king on.
Is the queen on our passport?
they're
I don't
gonna
know if the queen is on my passport. I don't think the queen's on
Um,
our passport.
I think they
The Jamaican
might.
one.
No,
I don't know
yeah, I'm
the
talking
UK.
about the ones in the UK more so.
Oh,
That all that stuff has to change. All of that stuff.
we
has
should
to,
ask Andy.
No, it does. All of it has to change.
Oh, okay.
All of it has to change. From the queen to the king.
So on the seal, you know how like on the US stuff they have in God We Trust. So are they gonna put like a seal where they put Charles's quote about wanting to be Camilla's tampon or something?
You know what? Just
Now that you keep saying it and running off screen.
Really? Yes, exactly.
Oh, I have to take off her scarf.
what, sis? What? No.
I mean, was that too soon? Was I wrong?
I don't think there's ever a good time for that.
What's that?
Okay.
Is that the game that dude was supposed to have? Like he thought that was supposed to work? Like that is.
Hey, some of the
Wait,
stuff
he said that for real? No, also pause.
Okay, time out. We're timing out. All right.
Miss Melodic, come back. He actually said that?
It's been in articles plenty of times how in their conversations that they had,
He said,
that
I want to
he
be your
said that
tampon.
if he were to come back in another life or whatever, he would have wanted to come back. I'm paraphrasing, so let me say allegedly. Yes.
That
He would
is
want to
some
come back
kinky
as a
shit.
part of her undergarment. I'll say it that way.
That is some kinky mess. And not kink
Game of
shaming,
Thrones stuff. That's what it is.
but also ew.
In the Book of Charles.
Not kink shaming, but also kind of kink shaming.
Ew. I'll say it. Ew. Sorry.
Because
Ew.
frankly, you're the prince. You don't got to say all this nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can just say, come
for
now
Camilla.
here, be now here in my bed now. Come.
Obviously, he did for Camilla, but I have to say their whole thing is just a little bit like, y'all ain't tired. Like some of the stuff, the long history, like because when the whole show, The Queen came out, more stuff came out. Like,
you mean The Crown?
That one. There you go.
Okay.
Well, they started putting this anonymous each other
Queen.
in the show, because then in the show they were like, with her being the queen, it was like they're no longer addressing her as the queen, but now it's the crown, and everybody. So excuse me if it's fusing together in my brain.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, no, the whole history, because then plus more stuff started coming out, the stuff about Diana and her history, and then even the story about how their whole monarchy even came to pass. Like, didn't y'all have a German last name and y'all changed it so y'all people would ride with y'all because nobody wanted to rock with y'all because y'all were...
Because they didn't want to be associated with the Nazis. Yep.
And then you turn around and at the same dang time, like y'all doing some of the stuff that some of these polygamists out here in the US doing, trying to keep their purity, having all these gosh darn children.
Which is ironic.
Family.
It's ironic when people talk about purity and pure blood and true blood and sorry, that's a secret choice. Pure blood. It's ironic because it's actually the opposite. Like they're doing the opposite by doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I was like, you know what? Where did I hear this from? Because I was watching, not Breaking Amish, but like Escaping from Sister Wife or something like that. And it was about these 3 girls or whatever that was like trying to, like, they've escaped and now they're helping more of their family escape. And they were talking about these like central group of men of the non-melanated community, how they just kind of like all got together and kind of pretty much made their religion like, we are God's people. So therefore we have to keep our blood pure by pretty much reproducing within ourselves. And then it was like, you got your 14-year-old niece getting with your 45-year-old uncle, and all of these different things was happening, right? But not saying now don't get me wrong, Queen Elizabeth, I ain't saying that she was out here messing with nobody uncle or nothing.
No, but her husband was her cousin. What are you talking about? You're not saying.
It's her
It's a
cousin.
fact.
I was getting ready to say, but
cousin.
what's up?
We know this.
That was
and the cousins that's put off up into a home, because those are the cousins that, you know, a couple of the DNA cells replicated the wrong way. We knew it was gonna happen eventually.
They just pushed them out the way, put them over there.
That's what, allegedly, that's what was speculated. Maybe they are.
It wasn't allegedly. It was in the Crown. It was in the show. It was in the Crown. It was in the show.
It was in the Crown. It was in the show. It was in the articles that I was looking up.
But the Crown is not a documentary.
No, it's not. But I did look up some of the articles after it, because I knew that it was very closely associated with.
And it wasn't a lie.
The truth. And that's another reason why they was not very happy about that show coming out, because of
that. I heard that they weren't happy.
They didn't support the whole world knowing their business. Interesting.
Nope.
No.
But
they did. They put them away in the house of
they put them up in that corner, up
in the
on the
London
hill.
Tower.
They put them in the House of the Dragons.
Yeah,
they put them up on the hill.
The House of the Dragons.
That little conversation, and I looked it up because I was like, now, did they really? I mean, because I do. If you mess around in the family, and they always brought this up, they told it to us too many times about, like, hey, you get too close in the tree, better watch what happens. That's what they used to say back in the day. So I was like, did it happen though? Did they really get too close in replication?
A lot of that happen in many of those types of societies.
Yeah.
In that monarchy type of society, in Viking societies, in these things that we don't think, even that, a lot of it even still happens in some areas, some rural areas of southern, it still happens. There are families full of that, and their mindset probably isn't, we got to keep it going. It's like, we the only ones we see. So this is how that connection.
Or I don't like them over there. I like what I know.
No,
the
I
family
think
tree
it
got
was
one brand. No, their family
trying
tree
to
got
keep
one
the
root.
money and the power in their
keeping the money
and the power. Like, I'm Queen of England. I'm gonna marry Queen of Greece because King of Greece, because We got the money, we got the power, you know, marry the royal families within each other to keep the money and the power within those families, within the top tier. Can't go marry. Parker, you're doing the most.
It's that whole situation.
And you're in your drawers. Come on.
If King Charles was putting that out as a line to Camille and Camille liked it, she loved it. I'm not gonna yuck your young baby. I just wanted to know what the new seal was going to be.
I'll yuck it. Yuck.
Wow. And with that yuck, you're gonna be you know, I'm glad it's not.
I'm not tolerant of everybody. I don't profess to be. I don't think I need to be.
I'm not. Listen, there is a line.
Yuck. Yuck.
That might be a yuck.
It's just
That's a yuck for me. That's a yuck.
Yes,
it's a yuck for me.
That's a yuck for me.
Dog.
Maybe you can think some stuff and just don't say it.
Don't say it's so good. It's a yuck for me.
It's a yuck for me.
Like
Are we all agreement? It's a yuck. It's a yuck. It's a yuck for us. Yes.
No, let's do it Randy Jackson style. That's a yuck for me, dog.
Yes,
That's a yuck for me, dog. Nah, man. Nah. And with that yuck, we go into the next very sad moment with David A. Arnold when he passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Very suddenly. And
we should have spent some time talking about him.
I was trying to, but you went into the yucks and all the stuff, and it was.
Why did you bring her up in the first place?
I just wanted to clear it up.
It was good conversation.
But yeah, I was shocked. That was like, wait a minute, what? I was just about to go, you know, I was watching all the specials and I was like looking at the list of his tours. And in my mind, I was like, I'm so glad he's getting out there. Finally, he's getting where he wants to go. Got all these interviews just lined up, boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden I wake up in the middle of the night, I think I might have looked at my phone, and that was when Kevin had put a thing up and had it on Instagram. And I looked and I was like, wait a minute, what? And then I had to literally look it up. It wasn't even in the Google search yet that he had really passed.
Right.
Because it was minutes. It was, and then all of a sudden, like an hour, like further on in the morning later, I saw it, and I was like, "That's just not fair."
Yeah, it just seems like they're one after another after another. Stop! It's a chat. It's their fault. We try to be serious and be like, "Oh, it's so sad that they were, passing away." Also,
I'm sorry. It's difficult for me to switch that quickly. Sorry.
It's also funny because Carl said her family tree has one tree branch, so therefore we giggled a little bit.
Yeah. It was a root. It wasn't even, yes, ma'am.
But yeah, it just seems like
this
it was like Teddy Ray.
No, this is the family tree.
Oh,
okay.
No.
That's it. It's straight. That's right.
I definitely forgot about
It doesn't do this. It doesn't do this. It's
just one root. Just one stem. But David,
David, and then Teddy died, and then somebody else spoke to the food. And Nick, like, it just seemed like they are getting hit. The comedy, for whatever reason, is just getting hit back to back.
I don't think it's just comedy. I think there are just a lot of deaths happening this year. I mean, there's always a lot of deaths happening, but I don't know. I just, it feels like this year, more people that I know or have known or know about are passing this year. One of my cousins passed in July.
Oh yeah.
A friend of mine from university passed in August. And as we know, the anniversary of another friend of ours who passed was yesterday. And it just feels like,
G, I think you need to turn the sound off somewhere.
or mute for now. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't mean that sound, but okay.
Well, while she figures it out.
Yep.
And it's super weird. And for me, the result is like a really sharp, like, what matters? Is it this? No. Is it that? no. And I'm going through something right now, but it's not like, there's some sadness there, but what I'm going through right now is like a almost out of body observation of my life, and just sort of like what am I doing with it? And am I happy? Does it make sense? Is it taking me where I want it to take me? Or am I just sort of going with the flow of somebody else's plan? You know?
No, I think as I'm feeling like, even with all these guys, passing and the, and with Teddy and with David, and even with, like you say, with people that close friends who were just, and then you realize how old you are, and these people who are now around your age are passing away, and of course you think of your own, what is that word? I'm bad with English now.
Mortality.
Existence, your own mortality,
Yeah.
and like Angelique said, am I happy? Do I feel like I'm doing what I should be doing? And if when I'm doing what I should be doing, is it making me happy? Is something that is satisfying me, that if anything occurs later on in life, that I won't have the regret of, I should have done this, that kind of feeling. Oh, I should have, would have, could have kind of thing. So I think I think it happens. You get to those stages. Because I think I don't know where I saw it, someone said, a friend of mine had a questionnaire, and she asked about, like midlife crisis. And I was like, I think about it. I was like, I think we identify a midlife crisis as someone being in their late 40s or mid 50s. And I thought to myself, I think every decade has a midlife crisis. You have a crisis between 20 and 30. You have crisis between 40 and 30 and 40. You have them all the time, but just they emphasize them more so at that halfway mark between 1 and 100. Okay, midlife is 50 something.
Because it means you have fewer years ahead of fewer years ahead of you.
As far as if you get there.
Yeah.
Well, let's say you get to 50. There are we can reasonably assume there are fewer days ahead of us than behind.
I don't want to assume that. But I understand what you mean. No, but I do.
You can reasonably assume that, because few of us live to 100. Now, if you're saying I'm going to live to 150, then no, don't worry about it. But I think the midlife crisis is that, right? The belief that, let's say the belief that there are fewer days ahead of you than behind you, and therefore you're running out of time, so to speak. And what are you going to do with the time that you have left, and so on and so forth. I think that's where it comes from. The 20s to 30s one, they call that a quarter life crisis, 25-ish. And I don't know, I think it's because at that point, people feel like they're supposed to be established somehow. Like, we feel like we're supposed to have a job and a house and a partner and thinking about having kids and all of these things already. That certainly has not been my path, but I think it comes from that.
No, I knew where, but that I knew where it came. I knew how it, how it came up and how it went, why it was derived. But I just kept thinking, like, I think there are crises in all of those decades. I understand why they emphasize the midlife, meaning like maybe 1 in 100, but I'm thinking to myself, I know a bunch of people who went through freakish things between 20 and 30, and and it's just different degrees. And like you say, once you get to those like late 40s and 50s, it's like, okay, now it's counting down. So it's like, now you're counting backwards again and seeing how far you're going to get, and making sure that what you're doing is like I said, what you want to do. So it's been rough. I mean, just to think of the fact that these people who we know or know of have passed away so quickly, so soon, and even to the feeling of we didn't know them or know of them as long as we thought we would have. And Teddy, I would not have known about Teddy if it hadn't been for Kev. There are a lot of comedians I would have never known so much about if it hadn't been for Kev. And all the stuff, and to hear it, and all of them, and all the stuff that they put out with these comedians on there. And David Arnold, I fortunately had been watching him like 5, 6, 7 years ago when I saw him popping up here and there. So, and then when he started to really blossom and bloom out, especially during the pandemic, I was like, oh yes, kind of thing. So that was a real shock to me that I'm like, yeah, finally he's like getting here on the street and then having so suddenly gone. I mean, I know they said it was like natural causes, and I was like, okay.
For Teddy, you mean?
No, for David.
For David.
Natural causes. Hey V, what's going on?
Hey, she looks so pretty.
She does.
Uh-huh.
So
What
pretty.
you look so pretty. Where you going?
Hi.
That's the party outfit that she had on earlier. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
It was good. It was really nice. A lot of babies. My family have been having babies during the pandemic. So I haven't met them. This is the first time I've met them.
Wow.
Because we basically haven't seen each other since before the babies. Because we haven't seen each other since before the pandemic. So it was really nice to see my aunts, my uncles, my various cousins, second cousins, how many removed and whatever. It was good to see them all. Yeah.
It's like, gosh,
Well, you need to say that out loud.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, yeah, hunching.
Lots of hunching.
Lots of hunching.
It's like, you gonna be hunching, hey babe, next stuff. No. But with that, on to the now, what is that film called? African Queen?
Oh, The Woman King.
Woman King.
I want to see
Ooh,
that.
okay, y'all got.
I'm so excited.
I don't see it nowhere out here. So, is it open out there?
Yes.
Have y'all seen?
Have you seen it?
Anybody seen
No.
it?
8:45 tonight.
Huh? Oh, well, you need to give us a rundown later on, girl. But I'm hoping, I'm praying it comes here, and that's all I can do is pray. That's all I can do is pray.
Y'all,
I know
the theater about to be empty. Cause see, I'm technically in the non-melanated area, so it's not like a lot of people rushing to go to it. Not that I see. But then again, I am also grown, and this is also like a family. So the
This is
adults
supposed to be a family movie.
they probably might be going to like the 4 p.m. where I'm going to the 8.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's that as well. I'm going, and I'm going in empty, so I can be loud because I'm country. I'll be like, oh, girl.
Can I tell you, I was actually really confused for a while because I thought Viola was in Black Panther 2.
Oh.
And I had seen the trailer for Black Panther 2. And then I guess I saw at another time the trailer for The Woman King, but I didn't see The Woman King. I just saw like a clip of the trailer with Viola dressed as she was, and it just said, oh, this must be Black Panther 2. And then I was like, how is she in that movie? And then every time I kept seeing her, they're like talking about is a warrior, is a leader, and I'm like, okay, hold on a second, I'm confused. And then I realized it's a different movie. So now I'm excited because now there are 2 movies that I'd like to see that are that about Black people, that don't center.
Yeah.
So that would be cool because that's one of my, that movie A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that movie. Right. Yeah. The song that they sing in the locker room, I sing all the time. Batter up, here it comes. The time has come for one and all. I love that song. The end of the movie, where the woman from the colored section throws the ball and hurts the woman's hand in the glove. That's what the TV show that they've made is based on. Right?
Okay.
That's what I saw. I saw
it's sort of
thingy, and I saw series. I was like, okay, that I gotta catch.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime Video.
Right.
I have saved it to my watch list. It came out last month. I have yet to watch it. Why? Racism. I don't want to watch I'm just tired of
The struggle.
It's exhausting.
Have you seen it? Is it
exhausting.
not about racism?
Of course it is. I
Okay,
haven't looked at it.
so-
I just I clicked on it saying yes, ma'am. I wanted to see it, but I just haven't looked. Go ahead, Melodic. Go ahead. girl.
I've watched quite a few episodes.
Okay, tell us.
So it is not so much about the racism as much as it is about women trying to get into baseball.
Right.
But the thing is that you do end up getting that hint of what we talked about, even when it came to the Roe versus Wade, like when the white women were like, oh my gosh, this is happening. And we like, yeah, y'all late to party. It's kind of like the same thing. It's like, in that situation, you see how women are trying to be taken seriously in baseball as white women, but then you also see this Black woman and how she's having to deal with it twofold because, you know, she gets oppressed double time per usual because she's Black and she's female. So yeah, you're gonna get that by default because you're having to see.
That's why I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
because I know that's coming. And I'm kind of like, so what another show that I put off watching for a very long time is Lizzo's Big Girls. Because all I knew was that it was about Lizzo and big girls. I didn't realize that it was basically like a competition show to find who her dancers will be for the Bonnaroo show. And I just thought it was about like being a big girl dancing. And I just was like, I don't know if I want to do like that. But I started watching it yesterday because I was looking for everywhere, all the things. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh yeah.
What's that movie called?
That's it.
I keep wanting to say everything, everywhere, all the time. Anyway, that movie, I was looking for that. And then I saw, oh yeah, this thing. And then my heart said, just try. And so I've been crying since yesterday. Every episode is so beautiful and like it's just joyful. Like they're twerking and dancing and having dance battles and it's like this awesome thing and and whatever. It's just unlocking.
Now going no, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I did want to say one thing about the A League of Their Own spinoff series. I will say that it, aside from the whole thing, I liked watching it because of the fact, not so much about the whole underlying racism thing, because you do get the hints of that in the series, but it was more so because you're seeing our life back in that time where but not seeing it so much as the racism, but seeing how we interacted amongst each other, because you're seeing her worldview. So it's not so much of you just seeing her deal with racism on a regular basis. You're seeing her as a woman, as a Black woman amongst other Black people, and how she's having to deal with stuff with Black men and et cetera, et cetera. I will say it did throw me off because I'm gonna just be upfront. It goes very heavy into women wanting women. And I just felt like, why
women
is it
wanting
that,
women?
Yes,
Like,
it went into
okay.
lesbianist energy real heavy.
Mhm.
And I was
Interesting.
wondering exactly, and not saying that they don't deserve their platforms, but it made me feel away because it was like, dang, so in order for us to like sports and stuff, we have to automatically want the vagine.
I mean, that has been that's a common thing, right? Like it's a common, what's the word, stereotype, whatever, that women in sports are more masculine and therefore also like what masculine people like, which is feminine. You know what I mean? Like I like seeing lesbian representation because most of the time it's gay dudes. Like we get any representation, it's dudes. So it's nice to see women, but also I'm like, this is an interesting choice. I don't know if I would.
Yeah, I thought that it was a very interesting twist because I get that it's probably trying to shed light, like, hey, back in the day, those roommates, they weren't roommates. I get that.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Whenever they, her best friend, they were best friends and roommates for 27 years. Like that was your girlfriend, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so I get that, but at the same time, I just was like, Dang, I don't think I see not one relationship in here that is successful in any of this where a woman is playing the sports or striving to get into the sport and not wanting some vagine. Like the only person that I saw that was in a marriage and trying to be happy and all that and thrive in her marriage was a sidekick character, which love her too. But that was the only one, and she's not affiliated in sports whatsoever. But then all the others, it's like you either give your undertone or you dabble in it or you full-fledged or you're married and you want to be a part of it and you're slipping and sliding. It was just, I just
it's
was like,
messy. Oh, it's messy. Oh, that's
yes.
What's the name of that? Messy.
Now Mo was interested. Now Mo was interested.
I got
Like,
to
I like
see
the
it.
messy.
Now I want to watch.
It was a
What you would have
A League
had?
Their Own. A League Their Own.
Got
Their
it,
Own.
got it.
On Prime.
Yeah.
It's on Prime Video.
Oh, it's
So that was the only
messy.
thing that I had for
Okay.
that.
I might check it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what? But no, but Carl, I'm going back to the movie because Carl had mentioned something about some controversy they had with
Oh, okay.
the damn, why can't I remember the woman? The movie, some queen.
The Woman King.
Yeah. And then he was
The Woman
talking-
King.
The Woman King. It's not called, it's called The Woman King.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. That's probably why I
Yes.
don't remember the name, because it sounds like an oxy weirdo moron, but it's not. When he was talking about the guy John Boyega, I just listened to that. Actually, it passed through my Instagram today.
What?
Where he was talking.
What about?
He said, I heard John Boyega asked about what kind of women he likes, and he said he likes his women black, and people were upset about that. And I'm thinking to myself, what? You're what? It's because I remember listening to it, and I really didn't. What offense did you have of this? He likes black women, and that's pretty much what he was saying, and
It's because he
that's what
said
he
it out loud.
likes.
It's because he said it out loud.
And he
said out
actually,
loud what white people also believe, like
what
white men only dating white women, but they just won't say it out loud. But they won't.
Then what bugged me out is
Well,
that
come up well.
Charlemagne, that's Charlotte, yeah, whatever his name is.
Charlemagne.
Yeah, he was talking to him, and he made some. I can't remember the whole thing, but he made some mention to him like, but you have you date, in essence saying, making sure he dates black women. Because he said, because there are a lot of brothers out here who talk about, black, blah, 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 and then they got a white woman on their arm. And he goes, no. I have a black woman, and he goes, oh, okay, then you one of the real ones. And now that I can see people like, oh, why he get on him like that? But I'm thinking, he said on his own what he likes. What's your issue in this? I don't see that should be. It should not be anything controversial. He said exactly what he wanted and exactly what he likes. What's your problem?
The difference between what he said, and hello everybody, probably the first time you hear my voice today. The difference between what he said and what other people said is that he did not put down any other race or ethnicity when he said what he likes. And also forgive the cartoons in the back. He just stated that he wants black women and that he likes black women because he likes to be able to talk whatever black people talk about behind closed doors without having to pull any punches.
Right.
And also, just as he said, he's in his words, he said it feels weird to talk about black families and what black families need, but you're not creating a black family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. He went into all those details. He talked about, I want support. I want someone who's gonna cheer me on and say, yes, baby, that's my baby. He was, and I'm like, okay, I get it. It was really, I was like, go ahead,
So you better get you a black woman. I'm telling you, we'll heal the world. You better get you one. Get you one.
That part.
The problem with healing.
Like you.
The problem with
having big mama energy low key on most situations.
Who?
Come on, baby.
The problem with healing.
Big mama energy. I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Angie. The problem with.
I don't want to keep interrupting Melodic. I realized.
I know.
He speaks, and I'm like, no, I'm not trying to. like a comedy sketch where we both start talking and then we just keep doing it. I was saying the problem with healing is that in order to heal, you have to acknowledge that something again, and then you have to clean it out, which is a very painful process. Then you have to stitch it up, and then you have to keep it clean while it's healing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And all of those things are things that many people would prefer not to do because it's uncomfortable. And so,
And exhausting
Yeah.
at that point. And exhausting.
well, it's exhausting being the one trying to help the healing along, especially when the person is like, oh,
Yeah. Well, just even when you're doing with yourself and doing your self work and doing that,
Yeah.
you just feel like self is dumb. I don't just put her over here. She dumb. I don't want to talk to her. Yeah.
That is, yeah. And that's absolutely right.
yes, B, get a cookie. Get a cookie. Always get a cookie. I'm never gonna say don't have a cookie. Have a cookie. I might say don't have a cookie because I have
all
some
the
cake,
cookies.
but
You say what? What you got? What you got? Oh, V's
no, I was
all
saying
the
I'm
cookies.
V's going for a cookie, but I was saying I will never say don't have a cookie unless I'm offering you cake instead. Like, here.
What kind of cookie?
What kind of cookies?
Hold on. Look, everybody's leading to this. Wait, make them big. I'll make you big, G, so I can see you. Big.
Closer, closer, closer.
All butter cookies. Quadruple chocolate.
chocolate.
All butter.
Chocolate.
Oh, can it
Ooh.
me? I just want to know what I got to pay in shipping.
Got to pay in
What does that say?
shipping?
I can't read it. It's too small.
I know. I want to make you big. I don't know how to
Aldi.
make you big.
I know that's a
Aldi? They probably
don't
don't
have
have it
Aldi,
at
right?
We don't
Aldi.
have one.
we do.
V, can
We
you
don't
send
have
me a
one.
box, please?
Very
I'm
dumb.
close.
Every
I
time
know
y'all get on
whatever
here
it
bragging
is,
about y'all
our
grocery
Aldi won't
stores.
have it.
Well, I wish I had an Aldi's.
It looks delicious too.
Mhm.
I want to order.
You are
cake.
on mute. We
There's a
cannot
lot
hear
of
you. We see you
questions.
pointing at that cookie and biting it. That's all we see. Look at it. She goes, that's right. And now you see me chewing. What about it? What about it?
I'm with it.
Oh my God. No, but that I'm
Love it. I love it.
you know, I'm totally through with that. Okay, the biggest thing, well, not the biggest thing, but one of the biggest in Latin is the Little Mermaid. That first of all,
she's black.
the voice,
She nailed it. From what we've seen, she nails it.
yeah.
She did it good. She did good.
She did.
She did
I-
good.
That'll
yeah.
work, sis.
She's the
That'll work.
one- she's- I mean,
Yeah, she nailed it. And there's nothing that is like, y'all can say what you want. I can't believe, yes, I can. Why can't I not
Yes, I
believe
can.
it? Of course I can believe it,
believe
them having these like, not my Ariel, hashtag not my Ariel bullcrap. I was like, then don't go. You don't have to go. There are a lot
my
of
God.
movies in this world that I ain't gonna see because don't go. Just don't go. Y'all, yeah. And I thought to myself, people I know this is bad to say. I don't know if it's bad or not to say out loud, but in the internet era, people just feel that their opinion is the thing, and it's like, hashtag not my Ariel, and then you just don't go. Just I don't got to know you ain't go. Just don't go. Don't like. There are a lot of movies out there I can look and just say no, I ain't going to see that, and no one else has to know that. No one else has to know. I know, and that's enough for me. Don't go. It's all right. But those little girls.
I stopped watching them.
There was one girl, she looked like she was about 13, but her face shocked me the most. It wasn't like that, because at first it wasn't that happy. It was literal shock when she saw it. It wasn't like oh wow. It was like, she's black. It was that kind of thing, where that's something that even like we would have, like, after seeing, yes ma'am, after seeing that for so long, and she was like, because this is like something at her age, and of course those little girls, that they've never seen, but she had this look of shock as if this was never going to happen, and all of a sudden I'm seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to the little girl saying, "Oh wow, this is cool." Her look was, you know, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, you've seen the vice president, okay, but this is a whole different thing because this is mainstream movie, you know. I mean, I'm sure that's not even going through her head, but the fact that this you know, this is a black, and I've seen all the tweets and all the you know, and there was one that really, it was I'm sure y'all have seen it, the one with it, I'm a misquoted big time, but they were talking about how, you know, he goes, "Oh, you can't believe in memories with all them black folks you threw in the water," and I was like,
that's the one that I was just like, that's so good.
Yeah,
all those African people you threw in the water, and you're
and you
surprised that we have a black mermaid.
Yep, I was like,
that was a good one. Touche. Like at that point, yeah, touche.
Yeah, go ahead, Melodic. I'm sorry.
Give me a response now.
Yeah,
what do you have to say?
There's nothing you can say.
Bring up 2 points. One, to your point, the thing about the reactions, it is very sad to see how you can see the change in reactions from young to older, because, and this is on across the board, like even children of any color, they're just like, this is so cool. I can't wait to see it, regardless of skin tone. Then as you get older, it becomes like, but the most like just in your face that lets you know it's not the children that y'all should be concerned about. It's the adults. It's the reaction where I saw 2 older Black women, and as they watch it and they register and they're like, oh, she Black and she pretty. And then they say, ooh, they not gonna like that. That is why I'm like, that's where y'all need to understand where the problem lies. It's not about the impression on your children, et cetera, et cetera. It's about what you guys have set the tone, have set the bar for amongst adults. Because these children wasn't thinking about that. But
they never are.
These women, yes, these women
they never are.
Yes, these women that were sitting, like they had to be like maybe in their 40s or 50s. And that is the first thing. That was the immediate thing that came up. Was they not gonna like that? And it just made me think of Amazon, them, that whole show is a whole nother thing, another time. But I immediately thought about that. Other part was, this is another reason why a lot of people leave religious platforms or religious affiliation. Y'all should not have a whole Facebook page saying Christians of TikTok about mermaid, about Halle Berry being a mermaid, and then y'all are putting a buck-toothed pitch black mermaid on top of a watermelon. Y'all got a white chick in blackface talking about, I'm getting ready to show up to the movies. How about you?
Yeah.
But this is Christians against.
Yeah, they a lie. They a whole lie. They ain't. I wish you would quit my Jesus in your bull crap. And you ain't. And I'd be so mad.
Like your eyes been ever since I started saying it, but I'm serious. This is why a lot of people, especially people of color, end up leaving religion, not their relationship with Christ, but they end up leaving religions because of the fact that people will use religions to justify some of the most villainous, heinous, hate-rooted actions, and then try to say it's for Jesus. Don't be putting Jesus Christos in this.
Yep.
Don't.
It ain't got nothing to do with Jesus Christos.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And so that's my piece. I just had to get that out because
I've been like,
is sick.
Yeah. Like anything too much on either side, I've just been kind of narrowing. The little girls being happy, for some reason, man, I didn't know I had those feelings. You know what I mean? And then I saw this lady say, I think I shared it in the Discord today, that Black women are still raising up the Black girls inside they never got to be. I said, dear God, That's what, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Them babies are growing up with Black princesses.
Mhm.
What? When I was a kid, we that girl, you know how hard it was for us to find a Black Barbie or a
Honey.
Black Barbie sheet?
Or black
And these
any
little
kind of
girls
doll.
are, yes, growing up with like dope Black, like from a young age. It's
Mhm.
crazy to me. And I'm so excited for them that that's not going to be the world they have today. I wish they would keep their negativity and their foolishness off of it and let us just have our little girls be happy. Just let her have our little Black girls be excited.
Or just let any little girls be excited. It's
Yes,
just,
that's true. That's
it's
true.
because this is a point where you're saying, you know, because
Anybody.
we're not running your norm, something
Yeah.
that you've seen for your billion years, that you have, you know, that you've pushed away, because Lord knows, all the movies of Cleopatra and of Egypt and all these other movies. I'll tell you one better, West Side Story, where everybody, and the only Puerto Rican in the whole show was Rita Moreno. And the closest you got at, and the closest you got from that, and the closest you got from that was the guy who played the guy who was in the, who was it, Sharks, the leader. He was Greek. That's as close as you got, a Puerto Rican and a Greek. The rest of them folk were all makeup. Okay.
Or they had a British dude do blackface to play Othello, or John Wayne to play an Asian person. It's like they keep. I see this a lot in like, in like
Olivier.
Yeah, right. And it's, I see a lot in like geek stuff, like comic book stuff, and like Melodic said with that Lord of the Rings show, and even a little bit in the House of the Dragon show with that one Black person. It's a weird dichotomy, and no, you don't expect them to use logic with whatever excuse they have, but the basic excuse they have is, why do you have to change it? Why do you have to see yourself in this in order for you to enjoy it? At the same time complaining that because there's quote unquote less of them, then they can't enjoy it anymore. And it's also a thing of, like you all were saying, like, let these little girls enjoy it. There's plenty of things to come up that's just like, oh, this is not for me, so I'm not gonna pay attention to it. It's the thing of, if everything has to be targeted for whatever demographic they are in. And if it's not, then it's horrible. Then it's a thing. It's like, oh, I'm not taking my little girls to go see this. It's like, okay, well, why? It's like one person whose video I liked, somebody wrote to him about The Little Mermaid, and they were saying that as a redhead girl growing up, they enjoyed seeing the movie and seeing somebody that looked like them, and they were so happy. And then when they heard they were remaking The Little Mermaid, they were happy that their daughter, who was also a redhead, would get to see somebody else that looks like them. Well, if you look at the trailer, she still has red hair. So according to your logic, you should still be enjoying it. You should still be happy to show this to your daughter, unless the red hair is not your issue.
Well, so here, can I share two interesting things I saw on TikTok? One is, this is not specifically about The Little Mermaid, it's just about diversity. It's not just little Black kids and little Asian kids who need to see themselves represented. It's little white kids who need to see other people represented, so that little white kids know that they're not the center of the universe. So that little white kids know that other people exist. And little white kids don't know that if all they see is white kids, and they grow up to be these entitled adults. Like Dee said, the entitlement to be centered. That starts from always seeing themselves represented and thinking, well, then therefore we are the default, and we're the ones that matter. And so it's not just little Black kids who need to say, oh, look, there I am, she looks like me, as beautiful as that is. It's also little white kids who need to be like, she's beautiful and she's Black. Two facts that can coexist. And it's not despite, it's not because, it just is. And so that's the first thing that I saw, that like, to me, is like really important. It's not just us who need to see ourselves represented. They need to see other people represented, so that they know it's not white people and everybody else. It's all of us. Like, we're all mixed in here. because in the US and Canada, maybe white people are the dominant majority, but globally speaking, they're the minority. Globally speaking, Black and brown and Asian people are the global majority. So the smaller the world gets, the more connected we get. You're just gonna have to kind of get used to seeing people who don't physically look like you, but who still have the same characteristics that you might have. So that's the first thing. Second thing, before I concede, the second thing that I saw was a white redhead woman saying, "Don't use us as a cover for your racism." If you called me fire crotch in elementary school, Kyle, that's how she did it. You don't get to use me as a cover for your racism. If you spent all of the 2010s saying that redheads don't have souls, you don't get to all of a sudden say, "But she's a redhead, she's beautiful redhead representation." You don't get to use me as a cover for your racism. She said, also, white people aren't the only ones who are redheads. She's like, I know Asian redheads, I know Black redheads. So I'm happy as a redhead to see diversity in the redhead community. She's also like, you don't get, which one is it? Oh, if you work for Apple, which does not have a redhead option in the Memoji creation thing, Memoji avatar or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but she's like, I couldn't select redhead. I had to select blonde. If that, you don't get to say nothing about, you don't get to use redheads as a cover for your racism. If up until this point, you have been making fun of redheads, talking about how pale we are, laughing about how we can't go in the sun and all of this stuff, you don't get to use this as a cover for your racism. Also, there are non-white redheads in the world. So back up, right? Also, the original story by Hans Christian Andersen has the little sea maid or whatever. She's green.
She's green.
So, I mean, Disney is the first person who changed, like Disney changed her skin color in the first place to make that movie. That movie is not the original. That movie is a remake of the story. Where they made her white.
Andersen.
Where they made her white to make other people comfortable. Now they're making her Black, still a redhead though, because that is important.
Was a signature. Yep.
Here's a third thing. One woman on TikTok said, one of the reasons. Oh no, you're leaving? Oh, okay, I thought. One of the reasons that people, Malcolm X was redheaded.
Yeah.
There you go. But one of the reasons racist white people are mad about having like Ariel be Black, for example, is because I think with the exception of Merida in Brave, most of these characters, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, maybe Snow White needs to be white because of the name. But for the most part, a lot of fictional characters, they just happen to be white. Their whiteness is not central to the character. It's not central to the story. There's no cultural need for this person to be white. They just are because that's who Hollywood thinks people will pay to see. Moana, she could never be white because then the story doesn't make any sense. Mulan couldn't be white. Tiana couldn't be white because the story doesn't make sense. However, there, even though that may be the case, we already talked about people in the media. Sokka, anybody who watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, Sokka and Katara, the siblings who are with Aang, they're indigenous people. They're brown in the anime, the original. And they were white people when it became a live action. White people weren't arguing about that.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Daniel Day-Lewis playing in Last of the Mohicans.
White man playing Genghis Khan, white man playing Othello. I mean, it's been going on. Angelina Jolie playing like an Afro-Latino person. It's been happening. So they're like, if we did this, what do you mean if?
Scarlett Johansson too.
What do you mean if? You've been doing it. And we've been putting up with it because what? We felt like we couldn't say anything. So now the pendulum is swinging the other way. And it's like, okay, well, now we are participating in this thing you've been doing from time and now you want to be butthurt about it. Like, get out of here.
Like that, bye. No, but it's been yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Carl.
I know.
No, but the funniest thing is that they say, well, you guys, we're not the one. Black people are not the ones making these movies. We're not the.
Yeah, it's
a
white
lot
people.
of times we're not the directors. We're not the producers. We're not the people behind these creative decisions that are doing this. but they're acting as if, oh, everybody, it's part of that whole woke crap that everybody likes to just pigeonhole into meaning everything. But number one, we're not the ones being behind that, and it's also irritating, kind of like what Angelique was just saying, about how they say, well, what if we did this? And as we already pointed out, like, they've been doing it, they're going to keep doing it. And we'll excuse it or just say, oh, well, that's just how it was or whatever. Or as Scarlett Johansson said, well, as an actor, I should be able to play anybody or a tree or whatever. I should have that freedom. And then other people should have the freedom to say, yes, but if there's an option to have a talented person of that race be in that movie, then we should go for that.
Can I tell you what pisses me off the most about that movie?
Which one?
Later.
Say it again.
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
What they did with the live action is they literally whitewashed the character. So in the original, we never know anything about the shell. They don't talk about the ethnicity of the shell. Right. Just the character has a Japanese name, or maybe doesn't have a name. It's just Major, I think. Right. And then in the movie, they specifically made a point of having this whole storyline where the character Major tries to find out who she was before she was Major, then discovers she was Japanese. So in the movie, they made a point of saying this Japanese woman was put into this Japanese woman's brain was put into a white shell because that shell was seen as the most desirable.
In futuristic Japan.
In futuristic Japan, the most desirable body type and body image is a white woman.
It's a white woman. Okay,
that's worse than if they just cast her and didn't say anything about it. Because if they had just cast her and not mentioned her race or her ethnicity at all, it could be excused because it's like it's a shell. Like they could be any shell, but they made a point of saying you got this shell because it's optimized for like desirability and like what is seen as an improvement on who you were before. You know what I mean? It's like particularly egregious. It's not just Scarlett Johansson wants to play a Japanese character. They wrote it into the story. They changed the story specifically so they could say white people are more desirable than Asians.
Yeah. And what is this thing with Hermione and Harry Potter?
Oh, it was a whole thing. You didn't.
Oh, because she's black, right?
I didn't.
So
she's black in another version of the story. Sorry.
Yes. And even I want to say that there was supposed to be some event or whatever where they casted Hermione as a black girl. And people got up in arms about it, and they're like, "Oh my God!"
It's a stage play.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Thank you. A theater production in London, and it was they casted her as black, and a lot of people, especially all over and in TikTok world and all, they had their say about it. But the thing is that the author even made notes where it's like there's nothing in there in specific that says that she's white. I mean, she has curly hair, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, if anything, you could easily put her as, now I'm free talking, but you could easily put her as a person of color over a person that is not, given the fact that they had to be British. The signature was her frizzy curly hair, right? That was described in the story. So yeah,
and she's British, right? Like,
yes,
but there's Black British people.
But we've had that discussion. We had that discussion where it's like people of color, especially in the United States, we don't even see beyond the wall of the US where Black people are. We don't think that there's Black Irish people, Black people that are British, or Black people that are even Venezuelan, or in all different parts of the world. We are melanin.
We're everywhere.
We don't see it that much. So to think that we could be casted even in like Britain or London or Japan or any of that, like we don't think that we can get casted in any of those parts, because the fact that we think that automatically, if geographically it's in one of those locations, it has to be a white person just by geographics alone. But I wanted to say this part.
like all these people are sitting here and back to what Carl was saying about Black people are not the ones that casted this all Black cast. Because from my understanding, it's supposed to be an all Black cast. So it's not just Halle. So it's
for
not
Little Mermaid. It's not all Black.
Supposed to be Sebastian. Okay, so then that was just a white person venting. My apologies. So that white person just said that it's an all Black cast. Okay, so right, because of the fear mongering and stuff, per usual, and they never reading is fundamental, and so it's just opening a book. But let's stick to the script. Yeah. So the thing that bothers me the most is that nobody is paying attention to these people that selected the people for casting in the first place, where it was just talent alone. It wasn't about the fact that, we wanted to do affirmative action or anything, not saying that they would just outright say anything like that. But these people literally said that her audition was the first one. And were brought to tears and nobody could top it. And the fact that there are people that cannot process that a person of color, even though we
was the best one for the job.
Left and right, we keep topping these charts. They cannot process that a woman or that someone of color can do a Broadway piece of work or can do this type of work as Ariel, even though Halle Bailey's voice has been hauntingly soprano for ages. Since this chick was a child, it's just gotten even more hauntingly beautiful. Nobody is talking about the fact that she just got casted for her talent. Yeah. But this chick, like, if anybody listen, I have one decree. If anybody wants to listen to something, listen to their cover before they started popping. Listen to the cover that they did. YouTubes. Yes. Listen to the cover of what they did, Sending My Love. If y'all know the 90s, Sending My Love. Mm-hmm. Listen to their cover and listen to that second verse. The entire second verse, this chick is singing in soprano octave to her sister. Haunting. She been this way. Been this way.
Talent wins. Talent will always
win. And somebody said this on a TikTok post, and then I'm gonna stop. They said a part of y'all are really getting upset because now when it comes down to evaluating talent and stuff for this thing, the bar is becoming equal. It's no longer a thing of because you have a certain skin tone that you're going to get the pass or you're going to get extra points. Now they're leveling the playing field that if somebody is dope AF and their talent is just what it is, you might not get that part anymore. You're not going to get it for just pure, I got this. And it's bothering some people. That's another thing.
Well, I mean, this is the argument a lot of white people use. Why do you bring race into everything? Why is everything about race? Maybe they just chose the person who was the best fit for the job. Why are you so upset? She auditioned just like everybody else. They asked her to audition. So if they want her, who are you to say otherwise? They asked her to audition. She auditioned first and no one beat her. She was the best one for the job. It doesn't have to do anything with race. She's a redhead. She's a mermaid. She sings beautifully and she was the best one for the job. So why you gotta bring race into it? Not that deep.
Their whole thing.
It's literally skin deep.
Also Black. Like, of course we was gonna be hype about it because we don't have a lot of representation, so we're gonna get hype about it too.
We don't have a lot of representation.
Hype about it.
We don't have a lot of representation in Disney, even, especially in Disney. We don't have, there's not a big representation unless we're, because I thought about it, I was like, this is a mermaid. You are raising your hairs up for a mermaid, but I don't understand. You're not getting upset about this Jamaican crocodile, whatever that crab thing is. Right. What about the witch, the purple witch, the purple big looking? What is octopus witch woman? What is she?
Ursula.
Yes.
What is she? Also, too, she is going to be played by I want to say Gina McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa, thank you. McCarthy. Okay. Melissa McCarthy. And it's also just even more confusing why somebody would say that it's an all black cast when it's clearly not. But their whole thing about talent and all that other crap, it reminds me of when they talk about affirmative action. It's like they say, well, you know, why don't you just work hard and get the job or get the position or do whatever? And then when we get somewhere, they assume that it's because we're black.
Not because we have talent, not because we have a job,
it's like
doing the job better. Yeah.
So their assumption, they claim is like, oh, well, no, I don't care as long as somebody is talented, as long as they do the job, blah, 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 blah. Yet at the same time, when they see us, they automatically assume because, oh, well, they only got this because they're black. They only got this because of woke or this or whatever other, you know, if it's not racism, it's sexism or any other kind of ism that they want to use to justify, to cover up for their, you know, their ugliness on the inside. And I mean, it's frustrating and it's tiresome. And it's a thing like you don't have to watch the movie. No one is forcing you to watch this movie.
Exactly.
It's not directed towards you anyway. And if you don't want your kids to watch it, that's fine. It'll be on Disney Plus and they'll watch it when you're not around. And so just like they watch porn and everything else that you think you're protecting them from, that they watch when you're not paying attention, it's going to happen. And it's just frustrating that it's like, okay, so you not letting your child see it is telling more about you than anything else, because they're going to see it's like, okay, well, why can't I watch it? Why don't you want me to watch it? The animated version that you watched before is still around. You can still watch that if that's your choice. And if you have a big deal about this, but you never showed your child the quote unquote original Disney version, but now all of a sudden it's something that is so dear to your heart because they're remaking it like they remade all these other movies, then what is your real issue?
Hey, my thing is like, you know, when like we all said, it comes down to time. Because I have this thing with especially with my other job that I used to do in the US. And my thing, I did not like a lot of babble. Like I wanted, if you had an idea or a suggestion, or you don't like mine, don't tell me what I don't like it. If you don't like it, give me something better. If you have nothing better, be quiet. Be quiet. That simple as that. Be quiet. Or, you know, don't sit here and just, you know, and yuck my and yuck. Well, how about this? I don't like that. Well, how about that? Do you have anything? Anything at all? Well, you know, no, you don't have nothing. Then you need to sit there and be quiet and just follow along with this. Because if you don't have anything to give, anything positive to give to this, then you need to be quiet, sit back, and just, you know, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. If you don't like it, that's cool. But we're going to keep on moving. We're going to keep on moving. That's all there is to it. And if you don't want to be on the train with us, that's okay. That is okay. You can stay there and wait for the train that you think might come eventually. We're going to keep going and going forward. And that's literally what this is about. These people, all of them, have the talent to do what they needed to do. Period. If you don't like it, it's quite all right. You know, there are 70, 80 billion people in the world. You are nothing but a drop in the bucket. You know, you're not gonna make or break this film. And I feel guaranteed it's gonna break dollars. It's going to break dollars. I mean, that little bit, just listening to her voice before I even saw her, I was like, that little piece makes me like almost weep. That little tiny piece shivers and almost makes me weep. I'm thinking, now what is that whole song gonna do when I have to watch that whole scene? I'll be, oh God, yes, baby, you need to be part of that world.
Oh, they said that they're going to add a couple of new songs to it too.
Under the sea. No,
they said that they were going to add some new.
You see Angela's angry face? What happened?
I'm waiting till you're done.
Okay.
Oh, and then just to add on to you saying, like, if they don't like it, then come up with something. The same way, You mean the same way that they had came up and had just rewrote Alexander Hamilton in Texas and nobody said anything so that they could put Christianity in real heavy light? Just wondering. Okay.
They sure did. Changed all the words with the Jesus. What?
I'm saying rewrote it like it wasn't about history at all. They just rewrote it and then decided to put some plugs of Christianity pieces.
I thought that was funny. I admire them trying to get the youth involved with the church. Church when we was younger was boring. Like, if we honest, this stuff was boring. So they was trying to get the youth involved. They just should have came up with their own little play with their own little music instead of ripping off somebody else's stuff. Y'all could have been inspired by, not just like copy paste.
They copy and paste that thing on down, and even the song. I'm talking about the cadence, the whole nine. They copied all the, and then said, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only." I said, "Oh, y'all
that's that you got a paper due by midnight and you started on at 11:30. So you copied and pasted from Google and just changed some words in there. You can't. That's what they did. That's exactly what they did.
Now I just want to know, did anybody have a travesty or a whole heart palpitation about the fact of somebody funding? Because the same people that's griping are the same people that can only fund these little makeshift situations up in these corners and then rewriting history and stuff so that they can, be like the Sisters of the Confederacy. I went too far. Okay, sorry.
I also want to know if they have a picture of a brown Jesus in their house, since they're so worried about "quote unquote" accuracy.
Hey, you know what?
Ouch.
I'm just saying. I've seen multiple movies, based in the Bible, the biblical times. I've seen William Dafoe, the guy who played Green Goblin, played Jesus. William freaking Dafoe.
Carl.
Jim Caviezel and
Carl.
Yes.
His name is Willem.
William.
It is Willem. It is Willem Dafoe. It is Willem.
And that other lady.
I know it ain't Jesus. I know that.
And the other lady's name is Melissa McCarthy, not McCartney.
Oh,
like
what is it? Jenny McCartney?
No,
Melissa.
No,
I know, but isn't
McCarthy.
there's a lady named Jessie?
I'm thinking of the McCarthy.
But she's McCarthy also. There's Jenny
Oh, she's McCarthy also?
She's a McCarthy. She's not a McCartney.
It might be a Southern thing, just the way we might have said it, because I always thought she was a McCartney.
He picked up just what Carl said. It's McCartney.
Yeah, I heard it too, but I was like, I know what he's talking about.
I thought so. Y'all mean to tell me that woman name has been McCartney?
There you go.
The whole
McCarthy.
Who's
Melissa
McCartney?
McCarthy. That ain't Paul McCartney's relative.
Is there somebody McCartney?
Yeah, Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney
from
the
Beatles.
Oh.
That's the only
One
McCartney
of y'all just misspelled your name. Honestly, that's what happened. One of y'all misspelled your name.
Mama call you. The mama call you.
Well, I'm gonna call you McCartney.
Yeah, got time for this.
We're talking about, is it Melissa McCarthy?
Yes, Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Melissa
definitely
McCarthy.
not McCartney.
No, it's not McCartney. It's Paul McCartney.
Linda
McCartney.
So wait. So y'all don't think somebody saw the H or saw an N? Like they didn't put the stem up high enough on the H?
No,
and they just thought it was
no.
Because
N?
McCartney, McCartney ends with NEY, and McCarthy doesn't have an E.
Right. It's THY. McCarthy.
I say they was running from the law and they changed a couple letters.
Okay, you gonna be that. You gonna be the barber in Coming to America.
That's
I
my
say his name is this.
Like that were the Germans.
I'm gonna call him Clay.
Change their name so that they could be accepted by people. Yeah, I'm picking up what you putting down.
That right there. That right there.
Yep. Cassius Clay, but I'm gonna call him. His name Muhammad Ali, but I'm gonna call him Clay.
Oh no, I ain't that bad. I was Ursula.
Even though I do see why
I don't like it.
Kev, I do see why Kev was thinking, dang, it would have been dope to see Lizzo do it. But I'm not against Melissa McCarthy doing it.
No, not at all.
I'm not against it.
She can get with it.
Ursula's purple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it really doesn't matter because
For
Ursula
the
is
sake
purple.
of comedy, I'm saying for comedic effect, because usually the villain and all these other people are the more,
Yeah,
like
but Lizzo's not an actress. Lizzo
No,
is a
I
singer.
don't think
I don't want her
Lizzo would be
voice.
good for that
But
role. I
have
don't.
y'all heard her sing Melissa McCarthy? Can she blow?
No.
Like,
That's the thing. I don't know.
But
I
then
don't
the
know if
original,
Melissa McCarthy can sing, but she's funny.
Yeah, she's funny and she's a
in
good
the
actress in
original-
her right. So that is probably a character for her. She can probably keep a tune. She's got to be able to hold the tune if she's going to do that because that Ursula sings, no?
I think,
I
Ursula
haven't
does
seen
have
the
a song.
movie.
She has amazing songs. But
Yeah,
I would
right.
say in the original movie, I don't think she was a vocalist as such.
No. Okay,
It was
that's what I
more
thought.
how she
Behaved.
acted
She
the
sang
song.
pop.
Right.
It wasn't
She
really
sang
about her
pop.
vocals. So
Yes,
I don't
it
think
was-
it's required.
She has a song
Yes,
though.
melodic can be there.
Yeah, 'cause I wanna hear that.
Fortunate souls
I want to hear that. Angelique, you do it.
in need. You know who should do it?
Mm.
Queen Latifah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she did it. When she
Didn't
did
they-
it, she did it good.
It's too
Yeah.
late now, but I
But she'd
wish
be very mellow. I think she'd be a little bit too mellow.
Oh, she's done
Didn't
it
they-
before. I
cast
can't
it
remember
for the
why.
other-
Okay.
She
Didn't they say
played
that first?
Mama, what's her name in Chicago, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Mama
Right.
Gordon.
When she did
yes.
that song
And
in
Hairspray.
Chicago, to
Uh-huh.
me, that kind of reminds me of an Ursula
an
vibe with her
Ursula?
in terms of the tone of her voice.
Yeah, okay. Mhm.
But Lizzo, I think her voice is too high pitched for that. It's too
Yeah, I
soft
think
and
her-
too high pitched for
She's
that role.
too
She,
happy.
Yeah.
I
she
need
wouldn't
somebody
sound
that's
right.
grounded
She
and
wouldn't
got
sound
some,
right. No.
you know,
And I'm not disputing
more
that
growl
Lizzo
in
is
their
talented.
voice.
Lizzo is definitely talented and she can sing very well, but I don't think she would be right for that particular role.
I think she would have been too bubbly. I think that
Yeah, I need somebody with grounded. Sing from your
would be
Mm.
that adult comedic effect, like like how Disney likes to do now. Like even the adult jokes kind of go over the children's heads, but you get it. Like I feel like she would be that one as Ursula that would be able to slide them in real subtle, like and give the comedic effect that the adults need, because we know that we're gonna be taking the children to these daggone movie theaters in the first place, so we can get some entertainment out of it. Even though I'm getting entertainment out of it from beginning to end, and and then I think
it's a stretch for her. I think it'll be a stretch role for Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean she won't be able to do it well. I just have no idea how she's gonna do. What bothers me is how Jamaican characters are never played by Jamaican people and nobody seems to care. Who is this man talking like this? This is a Jamaican accent, don't you know?
No.
And that's just the easiest of things to do.
To me, it's back to like
There are
Cool Runnings,
so
isn't
many.
it?
Yeah.
Cool Runnings.
I was like,
you're dead.
That boy
No
come
man,
from Queen.
I'm not dead.
We got a bobsled team. We got that.
Yeah, no.
The only actual Jamaican there was Junior's dad.
Junior? That's what I thought.
It's terrible.
Junior's dad.
And even in
I only know that because my grandpa knew him.
What is it? John Cage? No, is that what's that series on Netflix? Is it John Cage?
It used to be on there. I think.
Yeah,
Is it still there,
when
John
they had
Cage?
when they had the Jamaican characters, why? Just why? Why?
I don't know.
Just get some I mean, there are a lot of Jamaicans in America, no?
There are a lot of Jamaican actors. Tons of them. Tons of them.
This is what we're talking about, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Black American people. Oh no. Why do they always get Black British people to play these Black American characters? They should hire Black American people to play Black American characters. Why are they always the British invade? Meanwhile, we have these Black American people who has never set foot in Jamaica. They just watch some shows and they're like, I am Sebastian, man. I'm Herman in Futurama. I am a Jamaican. I can't even do it because I actually am.
To add to that argument, they're complaining about Black British people taking their roles, but a lot of Black British people are of Jamaican descent.
Yes.
They should get those people to play Jamaicans.
Yes. Jamaican, Nigerian, you got all of it. All of it. But oh, think of this. Think of this.
The
Think of
whole
this.
thing makes no sense. It's
Think of
all
this.
just
I'm going
it's
back
been
to
beautiful for our eyeballs, though. I'm not gonna lie. You know, black British men coming over here and doing.
That's that good FDA approved meat right there. 'Cause you know they can't eat like the US stuff. They gotta eat the ain't no blue dyes over there. Ain't no
Yeah, they came in looking good.
Gotta eat the lean meat, not that steroid meat. No.
Okay, let me wind this back. Let me wind this back.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I was
saying they look good. They look good.
We're gonna get you 1 or 3. I want to.
That's the whole.
I was thinking when we were talking about Little Mermaid, I was thinking about, and then we were talking about the actors and actresses that would play, and I'm thinking of Ursula, and I thought, what if Ty Davis would play Ursula?
Ty Davis. Oh my God!
If Ty was Ursula, that would be 100. That would be 100.
That would be hilarious.
Oh,
because that's our attitude in real life, though, for real.
Yes.
Like I feel like Ursula is her. Like if she was there, that's who she would be in real. That's our attitude in life. That's our. Yeah, that's funny.
And Tony would be Tony would be the lobster. No,
I was about to say who would be the lobster?
Lobster?
It's what is it? A crab?
A crab. He's a crab.
Oh yeah, he is a crab. He got me saying lobster. But
yeah, Tony would be
Tony would be great.
Where would he be? Which one?
He would be great
as a lobster.
As the crab? As Sebastian, he would be great.
I think he would be great as Sebastian. His name is Sebastian.
Yes, that's what I know him as, Sebastian.
But Angelique, in a perfect world, who do you think would be a good Sebastian?
Google.
Google.
I would pay to see that.
Make me Sebastian.
I would be in the 7th row.
Yo, my girl, where you going? You never hear say your father said, "No, go there."
And you know what? And you know what? That crab don't have to be a man either. It should be a woman. God darn it!
That's true.
It should be.
My name is Sebastiana.
Yes, I want Angelique to play that crab, so they would piss more people off. They're like, they changed the crab to a chick.
So
What's the matter?
Okay, then who? Okay, let's go through
At
all the
least he's
characters.
Jamaican. At least the crab is actually being played by a Jamaican person. Now.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wouldn't be mad at hearing you sing Under the Sea, Angelique. I would not be mad at that.
I love
Not
that
at
song.
all.
The
Not
loop,
at
play the
all.
flute, the cup, play the harp, play the bass, and they sound and drop the faster, the faster, the play the cup, the cup, so. I love it.
Did anybody ever wonder why he was the only person with that type of accent?
Go ahead.
What?
I said, did anybody ever question? It's like they're mad about all this. It's like, why is the crab the only person with an accent and everybody else is supposed to be fall British or whatever? At least with
They're not
this
British.
No, I didn't say he was British, or at least the king. He it's been I'm trying to think of the word. Say what?
He has like a mid-Atlantic accent, the king.
Yeah, he doesn't sound English, and he doesn't sound fully American either.
So
Yeah,
the
that's why I
mid-Atlantic
said
accent.
that's why I said the fake British. It's like he has this air about him or whatever. But I think
he has a
but then
mid-Atlantic
Ariel
accent,
sounds like a valley girl.
exactly
She sounds like what? I'm sorry, V.
Like a valley girl.
Valley.
Oh, that is true.
I don't know about Valley, but yeah, she is definitely
16 years old.
American.
Yeah,
she's definitely American.
She has that spoiled, entitled Valley girl vibe. Yeah,
She's a princess.
Okay, I'm looking through the list of characters in this film. Okay, so we have now. This is what we've got so far. Angelique is Sebastian, because Angelique is Sebastian.
Sebastiana.
Yeah, Sebastiana.
Her name is Sebastiana. You must
Ty
just call me
Davis.
Sebby. Call me Sebby.
Ty Davis is Ursula.
That's
Girl, you want to give me your one?
Who else? Who would be the prince? Who would be a good prince out of that bunch? Out of the comedians?
Oh, it has to be a comedian.
You know who they said would be a good prince?
Who would be a good prince? or pluck somebody else.
Oh gosh, she done ran off the screen.
You remember that really hot chick that was in Orange Is the New Black?
The really hot chick.
Everybody was just
Ruby Rose.
Oh gosh,
Ruby Rose. Ooh, so now she's gay too. Okay.
They'll die.
I don't know who that is.
Female, but actually Jamaican.
Why do I know that? No,
Little
I know
Mermaid's
the
still a
name.
redhead, but now
the
she's
one
black.
girl.
The prince turns out to be a cross-dressing princess.
Ruby Rose.
Oh, yeah.
They will burn the theaters down.
Don't do
Oh,
They
no,
wouldn't know
how
what
about
to
the
do
other
because
one?
she's still
No,
white,
what?
and people would be like, "Yes, representation." Okay. They wouldn't know what to do. They'd be
Play
lost.
on the play. I wish they would end up starting to talk about sexuality when they just got caught in a sex ring in Florida, allegedly, in articles are saying.
What now?
Oh, what now? Wait.
What?
Say it back. Run it back.
Y'all didn't hear about the article about in Florida where big names got caught into sex trafficking ring in Florida?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Police officers,
Oh, yeah.
Walt Disney
Yes, I heard about that
people,
little thing.
look it up. I'm gonna say allegedly because I'm paraphrasing, but I'm telling you.
Because one of the men,
believe you.
he just was like, this is the cop. He was in the cop vehicle at the thing. He said, oh, you.
They said it was a sex traffic bust in Florida and included some big names.
They did. He put that man whole picture. Where they just put it up on the screen. He brought a physical picture. This is him right here. Y'all.
What?
Damn.
It can't be what's the fish with the big head? Just the coincidence.
4 Disney employees were included among 100.
Flounder is the fish.
Arrested.
Flounder is the fish.
Why they didn't give that man a name? Isn't flounder a type of fish?
Yes.
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 Why they didn't give
That's
that
like
name?
that's like calling Sebastian. My name is
Crab.
Crab.
Yeah, Crab. Why they didn't
And my
give that
name's Mermaid.
Yeah, why they didn't give
Crab that
him a
matched
name?
the hair color of Ariel's hair.
I love Kiss the Girls. Kiss the Girls.
I want to be the seagull.
Look like the boy too shy. You must go on and kiss the girl.
That's the one.
Yeah. Wait. Flounder has like a baby type voice, right?
He's a kid.
You know. I don't know if y'all saw the voice
Morgan
acting
Freeman as
challenge.
Flounder.
Angel did a really good job being the baby owl. If y'all like,
yes, when she did the acting,
did like
she did. Actually,
she was
really
like
good.
a preschool age type baby, and she did an excellent job on that. She really did.
And literally sounded like just plain old improv when they were going back and forth and not scripted at all when they were going back and forth. I remember that.
Oh, the girl she was with too was great. Yeah.
Because she does a lot of kids' voices. Because I would recognize
Angel, that chick Angel?
Yeah.
Yeah. She really I don't know why I was so surprised, but when she did it, I was like, well, dang. Angel, who knew?
Angel been around. Angel has been around.
I don't know why I didn't know.
I mean, if people like to do like a role reversal of races since they were talking like that, I mean, we could always let them swap for Bebe's kids and just pick a bunch of people who would like to,
Y'all know what's been funny going around on the TikTok? Is them like, well, what would you do if we made Roots white? And all the black people was like, we could be happy.
We want to see.
I got to see that.
I want to. It's not even possible.
Thrown over a boat.
Yeah,
we would love a movie where a bunch of
it's black people with their belts like this, excited, but they wrong. It is. I shouldn't laugh as hard as I laugh, but I was getting my 7 giggles. I was getting my.
We would love to see a movie where a black person cuts some white people's foot off and tells them to get back in there.
Cognitive dissonance.
I'm sorry, but the whole point of the story of Roots, right, is that the color, the skin color is central to the plot. No? Okay. How is that equivalent to
It's not.
A mythological fish girl
Who was green in the first friggin' place.
who doesn't exist in reality
That part.
in any way, shape,
Fairy
or
tale.
form.
Fairy tale.
And the story has nothing to do with the fact that she's green or white or whatever.
I would argue that the Little Mermaid story or the Little Sea Maid story has more to do with the fact that she's green than white. Because she's a fish who lives at the bottom of the ocean. Her being green makes sense to that.
No, fish come in all different colors, and all fishes matter.
There's a
Well,
film.
then if all fishes matter,
He
then
is
all
a
fishes
troll.
matter.
She is low-key a troll.
There's a
There was
film.
no outrage. There was no outrage when they decided to change Ariel from being a green woman, fish person, to being a white lady. So
they said that Ariel was also based, which the green, like even if you go even further back, they say that it was supposed to be based off of the culture of the Orisha Yamaya. Just saying.
okay then, Africa. Okay, so now what? She must be black. Yamaya. Okay.
Y'all are silly. I just want y'all to know y'all are silly.
There's a movie.
No.
There's a movie. I don't know if it's on Disney or it was on Netflix. I think it was called Luca or something, and it was
That's
about.
a good movie.
Huh?
That's a good movie. Yes, I think it is Luca or whatever.
I think it's.
Yeah, I think it's called
something.
Luca too.
And that was about the little boy who lived in the sea, and he and his friend came up to be human, and then went.
Oh,
back
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, Luca.
And what color were? And they were green.
Green.
When they were in the water. And when they came out, they were Italian. No, we stop.
Italian.
They were.
They were. So it's because that's what I'm thinking. I said, well, they were like little fish merman people down there, and they were green. So and everyone, and I'm thinking to myself, this is the same premise. Literally, this is a mermaid, like you say, fictional, living in the sea. Why would you even think she was any other color but green? And then when she comes out, whatever she chose.
Yeah. To be honest, hey,
I was gonna say whatever she chose, because in truth, it's magic.
Yeah.
So
it's magic. Yeah.
It doesn't have to follow logic.
No.
And you remember the redhead I was talking about on TikTok who was saying, "Don't use me as a cover for your racism." I'm just remembering something else she said was, it makes more sense that she'd be black. Because if you're gonna make her a human skin color and she's white, but she's in the ocean under the hot sun all day, that's melanoma, she said. She's like, if that was me, a redhead, pale as all get out, SPF 75 wearing redhead.
In the original
in the sea under the hot sun? No.
In the original movie, Ariel gets into a fight with her dad over the fact that she keeps going up to the surface. That's how he puts it, right? Which to me indicates that they live deep deep sea.
They did
deep sea.
They do.
Have you seen the creatures they've discovered in the deep? They don't have light
see-through
skin.
They're see-through, in fact.
Yeah. Or they're black.
Yeah, the black, they blended to the floor of the ocean almost. Like
I think they're black because they're see-through and they're blending into their surrounding, which is darkness.
Yeah, blackish, greenish, those darker.
Also, no one's talking about this, but if Ariel is the one who's going up to the surface all the time, how come King Triton is so tan?
It's in the script.
Okay.
In the script.
That makes it. That answers that.
You know,
whoever the art director was on the movie just decided that King Triton needed to look like he goes to the sunbeds, or he self-tans. Maybe he self-tans. Maybe it's fake.
I mean, maybe it's the same reason.
Maybe he uses Bondi sands.
The roles for Persian roles and the roles that they take on in Egypt and he probably doing the same routine that the actors up here do, so that they get those roles. Just saying.
I mean, he is a king, so he has the access.
He does.
We need
He
to stop.
probably
Why are you
does.
constantly walking in and out of the shot? Like,
Speaking of, I'm about to
Because
be like,
For
nah,
emphasis.
come in different styles every time.
He
Well,
goes
you know,
and
with
gets
Ray
a
J, every
spray
time the
tan
camera
to
pan
highlight
back
his
to him,
muscles.
it would be like different. You said what now?
You're silly, Angela.
Isn't that what the bodybuilders do?
Yep.
So they get deep tans to make sure that every sinew,
Well, they take the
every
they take
cut
the
shows.
the
So that's
the-
why, and if you
Ooh,
see,
do that
like Triton
again.
is quite hench, right? He's quite built. So maybe
I see.
he self tans in order to, you know,
emphasize.
show off
Show
his
off his
assets.
muscles.
Yeah.
But also, if we had to go into like the origins of stuff, like Atlantis and all that stuff, who was in Atlantis? Who were they? People of color or no?
I don't know.
I thought it was Jason Momoa.
He a person of color too.
Talking in the press.
I'm saying that in the history
What's
of
this?
like even in these like stories about the lost cities and all of that, they go back into the whole origins where it's some. Now I'm not gonna say that they black, because Lord, but I'm gonna say that at least they were people of color.
Yeah.
So for everybody to be all up in arms about a woman being a mermaid in the sea, when even origins of sea stories of lost seas, cities and stuff like that came from people like they say it's people of color. I'm just
If they have to admit that, then they have to admit that they are not like the dominant trait. Okay, so that's what's happening, and that's all there is to it. You know, it's like no, they were white. Yeah, they were white too. Everybody was white. Everyone was white. None of you. That's all because that's all that's been happening. So I mean, you know.
I feel, and this is not to be rude, I feel that if they want to discover some things about their stuff, maybe they should start at Queen Elizabeth and her people and how they became their people when they changed their names just so that they could become a monarchy. And then all their other family members did the followed suit to become, and then maybe we could start there.
Oh, you want them to do some truthful stuff? Maybe, please. Anyway.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, if it's about like, well, where do we fit in? Because we can't even have this.
No. They're not asking where they fit in. They're making themselves fit. They are making their own. They taking out the real puzzle pieces, chopping up some and putting some in there to make sure they fit. It's not about. They're not trying to discover where they fit. They're gonna make themselves fit in whatever way they can, even if they have to throw away the old pieces and make new ones.
It just mind boggles. I guess it mind boggles me the fact that the same way that they kind of did Black people, where they changed our names, they changed our dialect, they took our language. Woo, woo, woo. I mean, we still got our origins, but they kind of did the same thing with their people, and they don't see it. Like they changed their name, they created this whole different world where we're the most wealthy, we're the superior, whatever. You don't know your stories either. Like you don't know your roots. You just know white.
Can I tell you something funny?
I'm listening.
No, don't leave.
I'm here.
My dad has been doing this like genealogy project for our family for like the last 12 years, trying to figure out the family tree and who are we connected to and where are we originally from and things like that. And a couple of weeks ago, we had like a mini family reunion where he shared his findings, and he said that the furthest back he's been able to go is someone who was born in 1829.
Wow.
Which is awesome, but it also means that person was born into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if we're going to be able to go any further back because of how they kept records during slavery, if they did at all.
Right.
But I in a work meeting, they asked us, what have you guys been up to? Anyone do anything fun, whatever? So I mentioned it and I brought that up and I said that too, just because I wanted just to make everything just a little. Because I
They
said
call it emotional reparations.
Emotional
part.
reparations.
I was just like, yeah. So my dad, I said all the stuff that I said to you about, oh, so it meant that he was born into slavery, and then I could feel the energy be like, like everyone stopped breathing, and then I said, so it was really interesting, you know, because when you think about how slavery interrupted African history, you know, we may have reached that point of interruption. So it was really, you know, really sobering and very interesting. But that was my weekend. I was just like, all right.
And I'm hoping that no one actually responded. They just kept their mouths shut.
They moved on. They moved all the way on. But I enjoyed the moment when everyone stopped breathing just
for a minute. Just
always throws them off when you can drop like these little nuggets of these are PG-13 things I'm saying. I'm not saying anything that should disturb your peace. But
I mean, it only disturbs your peace if it's something that you're not willing, you've never thought about it before.
Yeah.
Or
just not willing to accept it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If you've done the work, and someone saying that should just make you be like, damn, yeah, wow.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Not like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm
not
sorry,
like they're going to tiptoe away. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say because Daniel has wanted me to drive around, so that's why I had to get off earlier and going in between hot spots. I can't remember if you had said it or not, but that was what the controversy. I cannot speak today. The issue some people had about the Woman King was that their tribe was a tribe in Africa who had participated in the slave trade. And some people were upset because they were just like, well, we don't want to watch a movie celebrating people who contributed to the slave trade. However, and as Tony pointed out, Tony Baker, because he saw the movie, and other people who I've seen who reviewed the movie is about them trying to get out of the trade and saying that, you know, we don't want to be a part of this anymore and this and that and everything else. Basically things that you will see if you watch the movie instead of just what you think or what have you. But it's a thing of people picking and choosing what they want to be historically accurate, because somebody like Quentin Tarantino can rewrite history with the Nazis and other things of people who actually existed as well, and he gets to pass. But this movie that's celebrating Black people in any way is looked at as, oh, that's not historically accurate, we ought to boycott it. And it's crazy because you see a lot of Black people saying that.
I mean, I'm confusion because don't everything movie stuff, a lot of it tie back to what they did during slavery. So why is this movie the one that's like, oh no, when there's
because they don't want to confront, we now know more and more people.
It's almost more like, look what y'all did.
Yeah.
We knew already.
And,
we knew.
And maybe they feel like maybe those people who don't want to feature that tribe are kind of like, so the only reason Hollywood was willing to make this movie about that tribe is because that tribe participated in white supremacy.
Got it.
And so, you know, I don't know if that's, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. So I was saying that this movie was not centered in whiteness, but I guess it is. I guess I'll still watch it though.
It's a movie. It's a movie.
I'll say
with Viola Davis.
With Viola
Davis.
And all them other strong Black women up in there fighting their butts off. I remember I was seeing that.
That worked out hard.
Yes, I was watching I was working an Instagram workout thing they were showing. I was like, oh yeah, that looks, and it was kind of like when they did Wonder Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman. And they were showing their workout. I was like, okay, we need to go there and do their workout for a week and then leave.
But I want to say this because I think that Carl has said that even Black people were contributing to saying we should boycott it. It has been one too many times where we as a people, we will take some things at face value before actually digging deeper to know whether we're being deceived or not from the same people that we say we have issues with. And I say that because we do that with voting. Like right now, people are like, oh yeah, no, I ain't voting. They don't deserve my, ain't nothing gonna change. But it's because we have a lack of voting education. So all we have to do is think that we're supposed to vote for one thing. And that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Same thing with this stuff. It's like, if we can bait you with something that will sound just right to the tip horrific enough to make you angry, we can get you to shut down. And I feel like we have to do better about taking a step back and realizing who we're listening to. Even with the whole Kamala situation, or Kamala, Miss Harris, if you're nasty. Anyway,
Vice President.
Vice President. All they needed to do was plant the seed that she's not really she never claimed that she was African American. And look how she's sworn in. Black people got heated about that, and they was ready to go against the grain because of that. It was like, all they got to do is find the right pressure point to tick us off for us to be like shut down mode against our own people. And I feel like we have to be willing to do a little bit more digging and soul searching for that. I know we have a lot of trauma, Black trauma, as well as, having to deal with Stephen. I'm talking about the slave from Django. Like, we have that trauma too, where it's like, we don't trust them over there because of, the inside hurt that we have too. So I'm going to leave that alone, but I feel like we have to do better about that, because sometimes we dismantle our own building blocks because we're listening to people that are literally giving us the fuse and the bomb to dismantle said building blocks because they don't want to see us grow.
Yeah. Black outrage is profitable for white supremacy.
Yeah. We were having that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just, the last thing I was saying is Black outrage is profitable for white supremacy, because when it's a white person who's pissed us off, we give it publicity. And when it's a Black person who's pissed us off, we freeze them out.
Yeah. Mr. and I were talking about that, and he's like, and I was like, you see, that this is more like a micro thing. I was like, us being, even though it is probably, white funded, white owned, white back there, but the amount of money and the revenue that we're pushing towards Black people, there's no telling what they can build and create with the money that they get from this film. You know what I mean? What else because I was like, you saw Lil Kev on stage, but look what the back of, what us funding him, putting up what he can build, what he can become. The more we put behind our own and give them to branch out and do things and become their own, it would be great. Great. He was just like, let's not.
Which comes to the Marriage Be Hard book. Who has gotten their book?
I bought it, but it hasn't arrived yet.
I ordered mine in March.
Not melodic hiding.
Ooh,
I'm working on it.
I actually bought.
She did this.
I will explain myself very briefly.
You don't have.
I was not even planning on buying a book today, and then I went into this bookstore, which is like a quaint little bookstore. I did buy about 5 books. However,
I wasn't planning on buying a book today, but I walked into a bookstore. Me, who loves to read, but it didn't occur to me, girl, a person who loves to read can't just walk into a bookstore and be surprised when she walks out with 5.
Yes, I did.
What?
No, I went into.
I said you can't be surprised.
Oh no, I was just.
Oh, I love that it censored it, because it's like you can't shameless plug here. But anyway, like.
It's on sale. Why is it on sale? Do y'all know why the book is on sale? I mean, like, it was 26 and now it's 18.20. Like, why is it?
Let's hurry up and get to a bookstore so I can get it.
Damn, I don't know where you guys are buying. Oh, that's American money.
No, I ordered it in the U.S. and my friend's gonna take it, but I just went. I got the audio book so I can at least listen to it.
I want to get the audio book
before
later.
I get it here.
I
get the audio book later because I like books that are narrated by the authors, and Kevin and Melissa are funny.
Yeah.
But I bought the book for their goal to be on the New York bestseller.
Yeah, that's why I bought it. I bought it a couple of days ago for this.
Also, I like physical books. They're fun.
I love books.
Y'all want to see what Amazon? I know y'all can't tell, but it's like Kev's book, Tab Seasoning, Tab's book. That's funny how they got the marketing set up.
So like I bought these books recently.
They won't let us see them because it's hated.
I like the colors.
Yeah, it's very
Blue,
rainbow.
green, yellow. It's a rainbow.
It's very
all
pretty.
of these books are about language learning and like language.
English
stuff.
Okay, we
I
see him
see.
now.
Yeah, my face has to be like connected to it. And then there's like another pile over there. And I bought them all sort of like at the same time from this like book outlet website.
Now that
like
I
the
haven't
story
done.
of English and like why we think of things differently depending on what our first language is.
Trying to make you
Look at
see it.
you.
Put it under your face.
There, yeah, put it. There you go.
No more
police.
No more police.
Right, that's what I saw. No more police.
That's the biggest title we see.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
What y'all need to get
I
is In
can't
Every
comment.
Mirror She's Black. Really deep book. Y'all need to get that one. In Every
Okay,
Mirror.
Every
Every
what?
Marriage
By
is
my friend.
Black
In
and
Every
Marriage is
Mirror
Hard.
She's Black.
Every marriage is black.
No, In Every Mirror She's Black.
Oh, the one with the pretty cover.
Yeah, but the colorful cover.
Yes.
I fully heard every marriage is black. I was like,
That's what I heard too.
That's my girl Lola Akemari. She wrote, and it's all over the
you,
place.
you made a cake for her, right?
I made a cake for her for one of the
I like
openings.
cake.
And the weird part about it is that Sweden has not published her book yet. And it's about Sweden.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Why? Is it a bad you don't have to spoil it.
She hasn't been able to find a publisher in Sweden.
V said, "I want cake."
Is she bashing them though?
Huh?
Is she bashing Sweden? Is that like I don't understand?
It's not directly about Sweden. It's about 3 Black women in different areas of their lives, different lifestyles, different backgrounds, and what their lives once they come to Sweden, how they get here, what has happened. One of them, her name is Luna, and she's come here as an immigrant, and coming here and trying to find her placement and work and everything, and dealing with those issues. Another one was come here for work. Another one was coming because she got married, and you deal with these Black women dealing with these particular things, and a lot of it is it was a book that's written because it's not just about coming to Sweden. It's about any Black woman or any woman going to another country and dealing with the stereotypes there in whatever country that you're in. And these stories happen to be very particular and familiar. Certain things will ring, certain things won't ring, but the stories themselves are very strong, and very real. So
I can't do too real, too strong.
Well, I don't think it's too real, but it's, I guess, real to the point where, like, when I was reading it, I could see the things, whereas maybe someone else would just it be a story like, oh wow, kind of thing. But it's a good book. It's a good book. All of the books are good. So yes, Marriage Be Hard. Kev, we're gonna get your book. We swear.
Marriage Be
Hard. A lot of us
Hard,
have already
Every
gotten
Marriage
it.
is Black.
I want to see if it's
Marriage Be Hard, and in every
bookstore.
mirror she's black, and marriage is black. Okay, childhood staples now, because we've done talked about from the 60s all the way in the 80s, and we've talked about all the years, and it made me think, of course, about food. And I was talking to a friend of mine about foods and stuff that we used to eat when we were kids, and I made a list of 4 things. So I want you guys to put them in order of the one you like the most to the one you like the least. So the one you like most is number 1, of course, and the one you like the least will be 4. You can start 4, 3, 2, 1 or whatever. But the 4 we thought about were grilled cheese, because these are also cheat meals: grilled cheese sandwich, fried bologna sandwich, Franks and beans, peanut butter and jelly.
I don't want no peanut butter and jelly.
All of those things are traditionally American,
Say
so
that
I
again.
can't comment.
Can you list them again? I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Grilled cheese sandwich, fried bologna sandwich, Franks and beans, and peanut butter and jelly.
Franks and beans is basically baked beans with sausages, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like beans on toast, but
or
with
Frank's,
sausages.
or like beans with like you took hot dogs and chopped it up in it.
Yeah, that's what I
didn't
mean.
have that
Like
here.
beans on. You don't do
have
that in the
We didn't
UK.
have that here.
Yeah, but you have it for bread. Okay. What did
None of those were really my childhood.
or
Same.
your
Porridge.
childhood?
Cornmeal
Oh, what was
porridge.
your childhood?
How many
then?
porridge? How many porridge? Cucumber and tuna sandwiches, sauce, ackee and saltfish, and breadfruit.
Well, then you'll just rank where you're from, your things.
I like grilled cheese sandwiches now, though. And I like Franks and beans. It's yummy. I like salty, savory things, usually more than sweet things. But I also like sweet and salty together. So baked beans with sausages is nice because you get the two.
Okay, Miss V, who never had any of these things.
It's not that well. Wait, what was it? Peanut butter and would you call it jelly? No, we would call that jam over here.
Jam.
Is that one of them?
Franks and beans.
Franks and beans.
Fried bologna sandwich.
What's bologna? I don't even know.
Bologna. It's
Bologna.
It's a mystery meat.
It's
know
pork.
what it
It's
I
like
don't know what it
pork,
is in the UK.
beef, and chicken mixed together in a.
It's just meat slices.
It's like sliced cold cuts. It's like sliced cold cuts, like salami, blah blah blah. You know.
But
And the other one
bologna in
is
particular is bologna in particular is like the same mixture of mystery meat as like hot dogs, but it looks like a slice of meat, like a circular slice.
Yeah.
And the other one is a grilled cheese. Which isn't actually grilled because it doesn't go under a grill, does it?
No, frying pan.
No, it's
you
fried.
make it in a pan. So
Yes,
so
it's
that
fried.
that's not really, none of those things are like
you can make it in it with a grill, but
they're not really UK things. So I can't really rank them.
Tell us about your UK childhood.
Tell us about your UK
like
stuff,
UK. Well, this is
your
complicated part because I'm like
these childhood.
I'm Caribbean, but UK.
Tell us about your Caribbean things, girl.
Okay,
tell us about your things.
Your things.
So we'd have like, like cook up corned beef with like
bully beef. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. With
corned
like
beef.
bakes, which I guess you would call fried dumpling in Jamaica.
We call them Johnny cakes.
Or Johnny cakes. Yeah, but we will call them bakes.
Yeah.
We would have saltfish sauce. We would call it sauce, but we don't. But we make our saltfish without the ackee.
Yeah, Jamaica is one of the only countries I think that does ackee because it's poisonous if you don't wait long enough. Like you have to. So ackee is a fruit, grows on a tree in like a little shell pod thing, and eventually it opens up and releases all of the poisonous like gas and whatever that's in it. So you have to wait until it has opened up before you can pick it. If you pick it like this and you pry it open, then it'll feel like it's poisonous. And so most people are like, why would we eat that? Jamaicans are like, just wait till it's open, man. What's the problem?
I don't
what else
open it yourself, just wait until it ripens and you're good.
It still grows. Like, I mean, I know my grandparents back in Grenada, they have an ackee tree, but they just we just don't use it like we don't
like that.
We use it like that. So we're aware of it. But I've had it like many times because I've been around a lot of Jamaicans. So and then my granny. And my granny, before she passed away, she started using it in saltfish anyway. So yeah. So I know what it's like. I like it. But I also like Grenadian saltfish without ackee as well. So so yeah. So we would have that.
I don't think I've ever had saltfish without ackee.
But I
maybe
think the
saltfish
way
and callaloo I've had.
Oh, okay. I think the way we season it up and the different vegetables we put in it, it's slightly different anyway, even without that ackee, I think. But I'm not 100% certain. Okay, so we'd have that. Cocoa tea. You must know cocoa tea.
No.
You don't find it too oily?
No. What do you mean? Oily? Why would you find it oily?
Well, how do you make cocoa tea?
So my great aunt.
Sorry, I may be confusing it with chocolate tea. How
Yes,
do you make
chocolate tea.
cocoa tea?
That's what I mean.
With the ball?
Mm-hmm.
You don't find it oily?
No.
Wait, what is that?
Thank you. I was
Okay,
gonna say y'all are
okay.
talking
Wait,
and y'all
I'm
know.
like, I'm
And we're
Googling.
like, what are you
I'm
Okay.
using
talking about?
American Google.
Okay,
We have a
so
secret,
cocoa
V.
tea,
Don't
cocoa
tell 'em.
tea is
Don't
like
tell 'em.
is like
Don't
hot
tell them.
chocolate the original way.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
it's not
like
sweet. It's
so it's
so not.
basically
It's bitter. You
yeah,
have to
no,
add
it's not
sugar.
bitter.
Okay,
What are
one
you
one
Yes,
at a
it
time.
talking
One
is.
at a time.
about?
One. What
I
did
don't
you
know what kind of
explain?
cocoa tea you had, Angelique. But anyway, what I had growing up, okay, so my great aunt, my granny's sister, she would literally roast cocoa pods,
Okay.
you know, off the tree, the cocoa beans that you
Mhm.
get chocolate from.
Right.
She would roast them herself and then she would grind them up. And then when you grind them, it turns into like a paste.
Right.
Okay, then it's
And
not.
then you
It's
would
not
mix like spices like cinnamon and nutmeg and bay leaves and whatever
Mm.
else into that paste. And then you form
Mhm.
it into balls and then you let it dry in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then to make your cocoa tea or your hot chocolate from that, you would grate some of the hardened cocoa
Mhm.
balls into some water. And then you would boil that on the stove and then you would add like your milk. So it could be dairy
Okay.
milk, it could be coconut milk, and or you could add like condensed milk
Right.
to sweeten it,
Sweeten it. Yeah.
or sugar. And then once you've simmered that for a while, you get this really aromatic, creamy, chocolatey, spicy
Mhm.
drink, which
Mhm.
is way better than just hot cocoa.
That I do. That I
So,
understand.
Yeah, but it's
That I've
not
that
done
bitter.
sounds
before.
It's not
amazing.
bitter.
No,
Well,
that I've done
so it's
before.
not the same thing.
No.
So what you're describing, that's cocoa.
Mhm.
Chocolate, Jamaican chocolate tea is like they come in these like balls. It's
Mhm.
not the pods. It's like a, I don't know how it starts, but when you buy it, it's like
The
a
balls.
ball,
Yeah.
and then you have to grate that
Mhm.
out,
Mhm.
and then you have to boil it for like a really, really long time. And if you don't add anything to it,
Then it's bitter.
then it's really bitter. So then
Okay.
you have to add stuff to it to make it.
Oh, so
Okay.
coffee.
I have some of those balls in my cupboard right now, but
Can you
they were
show
made
us?
by my great aunt.
Oh,
Mhm.
then
So
never
it's
mind.
the
They're
same
probably
same
delicious.
concept. It's the same balls, but the
Yeah.
ones
Right.
that I have that I've
Right.
grown up having, they're not
Mhm.
bitter. I would never describe cocoa tea as bitter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
I think
Anyway,
Actually,
it's
that's.
how it's made,
Mhm.
how
oh,
the ball is made.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I grew up having. So that was like one of my favorite
Okay.
things. I might actually make some cocoa tea now. But anyway,
On that topic.
yeah.
Cocoa tea sounds
Um,
good.
Yeah, so there's that, the corned beef, the salt fish, the bakes. What else? Fried plantain.
Oh, that's not a
Mm.
snack. Yeah, but I love fried
Oh,
plantain. I haven't
tell
had
you
it
what,
forever.
my
That's
childhood,
good though. That's
patties.
good.
Yes,
Ooh,
patties.
Patties.
not my
Patty,
childhood.
but not beef patties, like,
Mhm.
pastry with meat inside,
Mhm.
flaky.
We have those in Grenada as well.
No, I'm not describing it to you, V. I'm describing it to
Oh,
the
no.
non-Caribbean
Okay.
people.
Okay.
who
Yeah,
may not
Whitney?
know.
I hear it all. Y'all go right ahead.
Say what now?
Nothing.
Yeah, no, we're not here at all. Y'all go right ahead. Just, show up.
We're
like
having
Jamaica
a rare Caribbean
when I was a
bonding
kid.
moment.
Mhm. Whitney, what have your what? I mean, okay, maybe you're not on the list. What are your goodies? Go ahead.
Of the
Whitney.
ones that you named specifically,
Yeah, if any of them are anything that you normally would not normally had, but had.
so rank them in order. So probably last on the list is peanut butter and jelly.
Mm-hmm.
And then third would be the Franks and beans.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? And then second is grilled cheese, and then number one was the fried bologna.
Yeah, you did fried bologna.
Yeah, that was the thing. I mean, not now, but
Yeah, used to.
Kid stuff. Melodic, darling, what did you do? Stop that. Don't make faces. What'd you have?
Okay. So first was fried bologna in my childhood. That was a thing. Because I was also a country child. So fried bologna. After the fried bologna, it would be, I'm gonna tell you right now, we were horrible. So I'm gonna have a tweet for the next couple. So in order for them to be ranked properly. So it was a fried bologna sandwich. Next, it was the grilled cheese sandwich. But the thing is that we would fry like some ham or whatever in it and put it in there. And that would be for us. That would be my favorite. And then the next one, I don't know how I came up with it, but it stuck. And I ate it till I was sick, and now I've never eaten it again. Which I don't eat pork anymore most of the time. Bacon is still a weakness. It was the PB&J, but the thing was that if I remember correctly, I would put a meat in there. I can't remember if it was a bologna or a ham. Don't judge me, Whitney. Don't judge me. I saw your face. Monique.
Yeah, no, we eat that in the South. We eat that. Yeah, Okay, with the meat, the peanut butter.
Anyways, I have to say it correctly so that I can rank them right. So that would be the next one. And then I would say Franken beans. I've never had it, but I probably would have. And then Angelique, shut up. And then, and then last place. I'm putting myself on mute because I don't know if this is something that's like ever posted. Oh Lord Jesus, please don't let it be posted. But folks talking about me. So I'm signing off. I'm about to mute myself. That is all.
No.
Baby, quit laughing hard.
I said
no one is laughing hard.
I had your back.
Right
I said we eat that in the South. We do. I had your back.
I had that by myself. I know I ate it by myself.
Okay.
Oh, okay. As long as you know.
That's okay though. But that's okay. That's you, baby. That's okay. We love you.
And it was delicious at the time, right?
I'm telling you, I was eating it a lot. Like I started eating it a lot to the point where
it must be that sweet and salt thing that you was going. That
yes.
I mean, Thai food has peanuts in with the meat and the chicken.
Yeah. Somebody actually brought it up how they were. It was a pregnancy thing, but either way, she was like in her pregnancy, she just really wanted one of these burgers, and they would do the peanut butter and the jelly with the burger, and it was good to her, and it was still good to her after the fact. But either way it goes, yes, I paired meat with my PB&J, and I have had PB&J without meat, but I'm sorry, I probably would like to try it again just to see if I still have a thing for it.
No problem, baby. That's
and now I'm done. I'm done with my TED Talk.
Oh, Mo, what you got going?
I'm going grilled cheese sandwich first for me. I was not a big meat eater as a kid. Like it was like a task to get me to eat something outside of like a hot dog or grilled cheese sandwich. And that's about it. That was my extent of my diet. And oatmeal as a kid. It's all I ate. But first is a grilled cheese. Then I'm going to go a peanut butter and jelly. Then I'm going to I get a fried bologna sandwich. I prefer a fried beef salami to bologna, but right there. And Franken beans is at the bottom. Thank you.
My first thing was like peanut butter and jelly because it was easy, and we always had peanut butter and jelly in the house. So that was just the easiest. But when I got to use the stove, grilled cheese, and then bologna. Franks and beans kind of went in. Franks and beans and fried bologna are kind of on that same ranking level because again, beans were easy and so were Franks, and then you put them together and it was a meal. And I didn't have to have anything after that. So with no Lord have mercy. That's a peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly.
Yes.
Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Where you at? Now there you go.
Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly.
Y'all silly. Oh, it just make my little heart happy. Y'all just up here smiling and dancing together. It was a beautiful sight to see y'all like that.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. Are you being sarcastic?
Don't mind me.
Oh, you meant that. Aw.
It is. It was beautiful.
I get it. I was crying watching Lizzo and them twerking. I get it.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to say I did actually when I learned how to make grilled cheese sandwiches, I must have been a child because I think my parents taught me how, and I was like, this is amazing. So there was a period of time where I made them a lot. And also when I learned that you could fry bologna sandwiches, like the slices, those sandwiches were better. Like you toast the bread, hardo bread only though. I don't know about this Wonder Bread stuff. Hardo bread, toasted hardo bread with butter. And then while the bread is toasting in the toaster, you, sorry.
Wait, what's wrong with butter?
No, that face was delicious.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's why I apologize for the face because I don't know what it looked like exactly, but I was basically saying, oh, yum. And then while it's toasting, you fry the bologna on the frying pan, and then you have the toasted bread with the butter. That was yummy, but those don't like define my childhood. They're just things I learned how to make like as a teenager.
Well,
I'm a weird kid. I never liked like mushy, my peanut butter. So I would toast like my sandwich, like my bread for my peanut butter and jelly too. Like I would toast the bread before I make,
You don't like soft bread?
I would say I toast all my bread.
Did you ever do this with the bread?
Oh no, I don't do that. And I don't like Wonder Bread because it gets stuck at the roof of your mouth. I don't try to get it. I don't like that. I like
bread is just mushy. That's not bread. That's something else.
Melodic space.
Yeah, I like that.
What's
I feel
wrong?
like a whole wheat bread.
You like?
Yeah,
I like Arnold. I liked Arnold bread. And like,
anything. We had potato bread growing up too.
Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah, I don't like the really soft mushy bread. That does not do well for my palate.
It just feels doughy and mushy and
gross.
No substance.
Yeah,
no substance. Oh my gosh, you guys, this has been like 3 hours. It is
3 hours.
That's crazy.
3, and it felt like nothing.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh, now you want sound, huh? Now you want speed.
Y'all used to play that game when you were little, like they would get your chin and try to put the thing and tell you if you were gonna have a boy or a girl. I could
think
never.
So. If they squeezed your chin and it was a butt, then you were gonna have a girl.
If it was squeeze my chin and it was a butt.
Yeah, it was.
Well, if there was a crease in between, they would say, "Oh, you're gonna have a girl because that looks like a pum pum."
Mm-hmm.
And if it was a boy,
then you'd have a boy.
It looked like mine.
If there was no crease, then it would be a boy, and if there was a crease, then it would be a girl.
I just thought about that. I don't know why I thought about that.
I've never heard of that ever.
Really?
Never.
It's not scientifically based. It's just what children do.
I have 2 boys.
Jermaine's face she looks disturbed. I have never.
It's totally science. I don't know what you're talking about, Angelique. That's very scientific.
I have boys.
It's peer-reviewed research.
I'm
peer-reviewed is right.
I believe all of you.
Oh, yeah.
Mel, what you looking at? Why? Hello? Oh, there she is. She moved. Okay. Just want to make sure she's breathing. Can you blink? Just blink once. Tell us something. There you are. You.
She is watching television.
She is. That's what she's doing. Oh, What you
How
playing?
rude.
Now I'm nosy.
How rude.
Oh no,
How
no,
rude.
she's playing games.
No, don't even tell.
playing
Just close your mouth.
games.
Just keep playing, y'all. Woman.
She's multitasking.
No, I'm playing
Yes.
You playing who?
Horizon.
Horizon.
Y'all let me give these this thing so much free advertisement.
That's all this was. Bunch of free advertising.
I put books out there, and now I'm talking about Horizon.
What's Horizon about?
So Horizon is about this is I would say post-apocalyptic, but it's kind of like it fuses like the modern world, no electricity and stuff, but then it also has a futuristic way about itself, because then it has futuristic animals that are robotic with regular animals. But anyways, it's just a chick that ends up unlocking things that's like from this current world and trying to save the current world that she's in by unlocking a bunch of stuff. But yeah.
He's got the horses that's like fire horses.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've watched the Mr. play it.
Not the
Mr. I watched the Mr. That sounds very interesting.
I would say so, because like they do foraging and all of this stuff, like they do all, but then in the same breath, it has this mixture of these hybrid type of animals, and it's not, I wouldn't even say hybrid, but you could tell where they derive from, like if they got the antlers and stuff like that, but it's all metal and electric.
Are they like aliens or something? Cool. like that invaded or something I can't remember.
No, it's just like a post-work, like how whatever chaos or whatever came into the world, like how all the stuff is like going electronics or whatever. Environmental issues. Oh no. And then after it all, like goes to crap, the thing is like everything starts over, but then there's still the new inventive stuff that we have, or that we know of. We have that creative part still.
That sounds, and it's a game?
Yeah. This one,
cool. What are you playing on?
Called Horizon, but now this one is Horizon: The Forbidden West.
What's a pretty cool game?
Sounds cool. Sounds cool.
She's redhead. There's a redhead for them.
She's redhead.
If they was looking for one.
Y'all are a mess. Stop it.
I'm just saying.
I understand.
Quite red.
And y'all just stick around. And with that, it has been 3 hours, and we're going to say goodbye to the. That's okay. You stick around. We're going to say goodbye to the public. And I hope you enjoyed this, because we sure did. This was a lot. So
it's always a good time. It's always a good time.
Always have a good time. But we will see you next month with more fun. This was a lot of fun. I mean, 3 hours. This was a topper, and we haven't done that in a long time. But we want you all to have a great afternoon, evening, or night, depending on what time zone you are in. This is Zooming in Comfort. We are thankful that you came around. I am thankful that y'all were here. But y'all have a good time. We'll see you next time. Take care and bye-bye.
Also, much love to G. Homie, it's been a year. Much love to your friend.